So we're in a new world. We're in a new place. Fuck, what a dumb mouth I have sometimes.
I was trying to, like, get you to stop that whole time.
I know.
It's like, can you shut up?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Steve's watching right now and just like, what?
Well, I know that he isn't, so that's the only reason why I'm just doing this backdoor fucking shenanigan. We had some good stuff in that episode, too, which is frustrating to me. Okay.
Well, we just started going live, didn't we?
Yeah, we're live right now. I deleted the last thing. That's really great that we can pop on live like this.
Yeah. I'm letting Michael know that we're playing right now as well. If he wants to join, and we'll have if Stu's coming on, we'll have room for one more. So we might need to like Sherpa him through the first bit.
I love that. That's fun to me to do. I love bringing new people into a video game because I'm still a noob. But we should tell him about the ability to go look at your ship. That's something that you did not convey, or I wasn't
was trying
listening.
to tell you guys a whole bunch of times, and you guys were not fucking paying attention to me at all. So
that's fair. That is also fair. That's kind of where I was leading to. If we also weren't listening, that's our bad, obviously.
Yeah, you guys were too busy slamming IPAs and burping really loudly into the mic, and me being like, my anti-ASMR brain was like, please stop.
That's kind of like it's kind of like the East Coast thing, though.
It's kind of disgusting, is what it is.
Well, it's funny though. Stu's having a dart. He's gonna be here soon. So I would say we just wait another moment.
Yeah, we can wait. That's fine.
It's Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Arabic? Is that what that says?
Yeah, Oscar Arabic.
Yeah, he's gonna be probably losing his mind that we're not readying up, but whatever. He can leave if that's the case. If you can hear us, we're gonna be a bit. We're waiting for somebody else.
Yeah, we're waiting for a guy who's smoking a cigarette, which is illegal in these here parts. Oh. HELLDIVERS Prime?
Oh no, I think. I'm just gonna. I've got a bunch. I spent a little bit of money on super credits because I have this. I couldn't get the credit card to work on my Xbox for some reason, like the prepaid one that I got for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I like I talked myself once again out of buying a Ubisoft game because I'm like, I can't do it. I shouldn't do it.
Listen, I love you and I love your love for Star Wars, but I think that Outlaw might be like, wait for it to be $20.
But you don't need to convince me. I already convinced myself of that same exact thing.
Is that what it's at though?
No, it's still like 50 or whatever. Yeah, it's only 35% off right now, but Ubisoft games often go down to like 80% off a lot of the time.
I never look. I had a real big regret in video gaming history for myself when I saw I bought Far Cry 5 on launch because of the theme and the place where it was, and I had a great time. I finished the game, which is rare for a Ubisoft game, but it was at like the same time that I bought like Red Dead and Fallout 76, and all three of those games dropped in price drastically down to like between 30 and 50, and I fucking have a hard time buying games.
$4 for Far Cry 5, but it was good. I liked it.
Far Cry 5 is an excellent game, but Outlast was a game that was advertised to me. That's exactly. I would love an open world Star Wars. But I also need to finish. I need to play through Jedi Survivor as well. You know, like I've got a bit of a backlog for Star Wars games.
Yeah, I played both of those Star Wars games. I just want to play a Star Wars game that's new that I haven't played a bunch of times already.
I'm sorry that when you said that I like had an attitude towards it, like it's probably a fun take on the Star Wars mythos because it's an open world, it's a sandbox.
Who have played it, not somebody who hasn't played it.
Exactly.
You know, like, So, and I've already talked to people who have played it. Scott Dickey, who's been on the show a couple times.
Yeah, I wish he would come back. He was a good.
I think he likes Star Wars just about as much as I do, if not more, which is kind of hard to do sometimes.
Do you think he would do a? Here's a question for you, Steve.
Do you think fucking brain is all over the goddamn map right
No,
now.
I'm still talking about Star Wars. Do you think he would do a episode that is not live, like a podcast that's not live?
Maybe I'll talk to him, but he just doesn't like
being on camera. A Star Wars thing.
He just doesn't like being on camera. So that's the deciding factor for him, is like, I don't like being photographed, and I don't like being videos. I don't like any of that. And I also don't, which is, it's weird that I do a video podcast every goddamn week.
No, I'm dunking you in being a character, because you're so talented with your voice and your artistry, your fucking illustration ability, but you're also very good on the camera. You're so fucking likable, you're so funny, and you're so watchable. I have been watching.
That's what they called me in high school. Watchable.
I've been watching like our content recently because I'm going back and looking at video to find out what my ratings for movies are to put on Letterboxd, and even the episodes that we think that are like the weird, like, you're too drunk episodes, they're not that. The worst one I showed you, but the other ones where you were drinking on the show, like, they're not, like, you're still charismatic and you're still funny. I think it's my problem. I think that's what I recognize when I watch it. I think it's my problem that I'm getting all weird about you being drunk because you're being funny, and then I get weird. There's this one specific episode, and I think it's my drunk episode. I wasn't drunk, but my equivalency. There's an episode where I get just so mad because I want to go to bed or I want to not be podcasting. And I'm just like, we have to end this, we have to end this, we have to end this. And you and Kaylin are like egging me on about it. And I get so fucking dark. And it's the only time that I really went to that place. But it fucking sucks that I had to have that rubbed into my nose. Hello, Mr. Miyagi. Miyagi, we are live right now on Twitch. Welcome to the show.
I don't know if you can hear us.
HELLDIVERS to HELLPOD. Repeat. HELLDIVERS to HELLPODs.
Do I have to make a new friend code every time? Probably, right?
I think that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
it has to be, yeah. I'm
just thinking about if Mike wants to play, but I think Jamil also plays it. We could invite him to play today.
Get Michael or Jamil, if you can. Do you want me to message the chat?
I already did.
Oh, nice.
I did it.
Nice. Stu, where are you at, brother?
There was a moment when I hopped on and I recognized that you've been...
I was on mute.
And I'm like, should I go get beer?
I was on mute. I was like, "What's up, boys?"
That's true.
I was like, "What's up?" I made a spagliato. I was here 15 minutes ago, and I didn't see anybody. So I made a spagliato. Do you know what a spagliato is? Because I did not know what a spagliato was until I made it tonight.
Is it a cocktail?
It's a cocktail. Yep, you nailed it.
It's that drink. It's that fucking.
You tell me
drink.
What you think of spagliato.
It's Julia Fox and fucking somebody else were talking about it. It's a fucking. With a spagliata. You know the meme? Steve, you know what I'm talking about from TikTok?
Yeah, with Prosecco and...
Prosecco and spagliata? Okay.
It's Prosecco or like any kind of sparkling wine, and it's Campari and
Campari.
red vermouth or Martino Rosso. So it's a Negroni, but instead of gin...
It's the Negroni that I was forgetting about.
It's a Negroni, but instead of gin, you use sparkling wine, and it is delightful. What a lovely beverage. What a lovely Christmas beverage. Maybe the best beverage.
The best beverage ever.
It's hitting the spot right now, I'll tell you that, boys. It is hitting the goddamn spot. I'm off to the Valley tomorrow, so I won't be around tomorrow night, but...
What are you doing in the Valley? What's up there? Are you going to Middleton?
Julia's family lives in the Valley, so we're going to do second Christmas there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Christmas part 2.
What
Revenge.
What did you guys get for Christmas? What did you guys get for Christmas this year? That's something I'd like to find out about.
A lot of alcohol. A meat grinder, and we got some money from. We're going, we're celebrating my 40th birthday in March, and we're going to Mexico, which is something that we can't really afford right now. So our family kind of threw in a few bucks for us to help us out a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much. We got lots of little. I gave Julie a bunch of little Star Trek things.
That's awesome.
Star Trek shirt. I don't know if you guys watch Lower Decks.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Lower Decks.
I'm not a
pervert. Do you know
pervert.
Steve, do you know who Badgie is? It's like a
Character
rogue AI. It's like a rogue AI in the shape of a Star Trek badge. Anyways, we got. Oh damn, we're right in the thick of it.
I started us close to the secondary objective.
We did a mission last night, and this guy dropped us into the mission point, and he dropped like a nuke on the mission, and we just immediately won the mission.
Oh, really? Because
you were there with that, dude.
True, but I thought you were talking about.
I need backup.
I thought you were talking about the one that was.
I'm dead.
We
I got
dropped.
overrun by Terminators.
We dropped in, and that guy player killed us.
I'm immediately dead. I got overwhelmed by.
Oh my god, they're everywhere.
I think we started a little too hot. I wasn't able to get my machine gun out. What difficulty is this?
It's just medium.
Medium? Okay, yeah, no. I just fucking got wrecked. Alright.
Oops, got it.
You get my machine gun. Traitor detected. What does that mean? Is that because I'm leaving the mission area?
Yeah, you're out of. Yeah, they're gonna bomb you now. Stay away from me.
Yeah, I died. Oh wait, I'm swimming.
No, you're alive.
No, my character's swimming.
Keep shooting at you until you die. So.
Yeah, I'm dead.
I got you.
Glad I threw my. I got called in outside the zone.
I'm calling it a hell bomb.
Oh my god.
I'm ready to die a third time. I've been in the mission 18 seconds and I've died twice.
That happens sometimes, though.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm arming the pod. I'm arming the bomb. I'm arming the dogs and the cats.
Arming the dogs. Arming the cats.
There, Jace, watch out.
Run away.
Requesting sentry.
Yeah, nuke the whole fuck.
Automaton's facility destroyed.
Oh, can't see who's shooting at me. Oh fuck! Nailed me right with a goddamn rocket. Alright. There's also a big old base over here.
Stu, I've been listening through the, Stu, get the fucking, the dog if you don't want your secondary. I've been listening to the, Final Fantasy XIV Volume 2 record collection, and oh my god, every record has so many good tracks from...
Nice.
All of it. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
It's incredible.
Because I know you weren't sure about this. The other records. That's awesome. I got Julia "Sunshine on Leaf" by the Proclaimers.
Nice.
And we just listened to it, and it is fantastic. I mean, we've heard all the songs before, but like hearing a good quality vinyl on the good stereo is
it's so much different.
Such a different experience.
That's what I want to say too. I get when I go to like the orchestra, I get very emotional. Like I start crying and fucking music makes me. Sometimes when Madison buys me the like the record version of like, for instance, Chrono Trigger last year for Christmas, this year Final Fantasy XIV, Prognostics came on, and after that the next song for the the second expansion for Final Fantasy 14. Was Prognostics was
Nice. Jeez, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here, James.
The song after that was, you know, the song when you're fighting the that boss that looks like an ant lion, like a multi-armed
What game?
ant. Final Fantasy 14, like second expansion.
Super credits.
And it has lyrics in the song. High on,
Yeah, I know this. I know the exact boss fight.
It went Prognostics into that song, and I fucking was weeping.
Yeah, I know exactly what song
to see.
Yeah, super deep. Super deep. Like, what do you call them? Bassetto?
Like throat singing, even.
It's close to throat singing. It's really deep, like operatic.
Oh shit.
I fucking, the soundtrack to Final Fantasy 14 is better than the game, and
oh yeah,
I've always been apprehensive about buying physical media of it in vinyl form. And there's a few songs on my Distant World records, but listening to a Volume 2 version of 5 records that are like one record from the 5 expansion packs was really interesting to hear, because they're picking like, it's like a greatest hits. It's almost like sherping you through the vibes of all 5 of the games. And it gets more intense with each record, which is crazy. And that's why I didn't like the new expansion, because they're trying to do Realm Remord all over again. And I do need to start over in a world where I'm the highest level possible.
Outpost destroyed.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for destroying the outpost.
It's my me.
Bum 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 bum
I
bum
need a
bum
new
bum.
chair for my computer.
Why don't you?
More super credits.
Why don't you set up a situation where your computer's just connected to your TV, or like?
Yeah, I could do that.
Because computer chairs are like good, but if you're like, this chair sucks, your couch is definitely better. Like I play video games for my couch. You know,
I mean, I still need a better chair, even because I sit in this chair all frickin' day for work.
Yeah, it's nice to switch up the position. Like, the only reason I think I would go back to like a monitor is if I'm really looking for that high resolution.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you're plugging in your TV, like you're losing.
You're losing a lot of. The frame.
If you're a PC gamer, you're not getting the frame rate, and you're not getting the hertz and all that stuff. Oh, this is acid rain? Ugh.
Acid rain.
How does acid rain affect you?
It just injures you a bit,
yeah.
But if you have a shield, it protects you.
I do not have a shield.
You guys should unlock the shield soon. I think it's level 15, maybe?
Yeah,
we're not quite
I'm
there
level
yet.
11 now.
Looking for some codes. I heard there's some codes around here.
I found the bro code.
I
found the codes.
Are these green communications? Are they collectibles?
No, they're nothing.
There's
flavor text.
So many of them.
Oh my god.
We got you.
Alright, I survived somehow.
I'm gonna call us down some supplies.
Nice. Yeah, the green things are flavor text. I asked Steve about that on night 1, and he was like, yeah, they're... Because there's like vending machines. Like sometimes it's just like codex on the ground, but sometimes it's vending machines. And I don't know.
It's just like flavor, I think.
Yeah, it's pure flavor.
It's like gives you information about a forklift, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's like I did not need to read that. But it's kind of cool because it is lore.
Yeah.
Oh,
watch out! That orbital got called in a little close. Luckily, it's a very targeted orbital barrage.
Okay.
Mission has 30 minutes remaining.
Straight ahead is another base.
This game is so good. I love playing this game with you guys specifically.
I was wondering, like, Michael Chan, like, when he was talking about how he heard this game is bad, I was like, from who?
From who? That's what I'm saying, man.
I'm thinking it might be from when the Sony stuff, when Sony was, like, demanding you make a PSN account.
Fair enough, but, like, the moment this game came out...
That did cause a lot of people to...
The moment this game came out, though, like, I heard, like, let's buy this game to support a game that's cheaper than regular games. It is a complete game that you're buying and they're going to add to. And I haven't heard anything to the contrary of that. You know, I haven't heard, like, you like... I think the biggest criticisms I've heard were from the two of you being like, when you fucking... Sometimes when you load into this game, you're going to deal with people that have nothing better to do than PK you. Or fucking
I had a rough
asshole.
experience sort of trying to play solo, but I've had nothing but a blast playing with you guys. Like, nothing but fun. So I was like, look, the only experience I had was bad experience was when I was solo, so I'll keep playing it, and the more I play it, the more fun it is because you start unlocking
and you're learning all the little things too.
Stratagems and stuff, and you learn to do the missions and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm
the game just gets
like,
more
maybe
fun.
Maybe it is when he just like has outdated information. It's like, oh yeah, that did happen, but it was a while ago, and everything's been resolved now.
Yeah, like if I bought this game and I didn't know anybody who played it, I probably like wouldn't
be like, this game blows.
Whereas like Space Marine 2, I pretty much played solo, like I played online with other people, but I didn't really play a lot with Jace. Like Jace only played a couple times. We did a mission.
I played a bunch. I played like 30 hours.
I love playing Space Marine 2 solo.
But you played like 200 hours.
I put 200 hours in it. You and I maybe played like 20 hours.
No, I have like 30 hours.
I would not be doing this. I wouldn't be doing that on this game personally.
No.
Like,
that's
all I'm saying.
I did see when me and Steve first logged in last night, we did no, that was me and you, Steve. Oh, I got blown up. We saw somebody doing like they were farming. Remember, right when Steve joined as well, that person said that they were doing like they were farming the fucking credits or whatever.
Super credits, yeah.
Super credits.
So I mean, there is an element of like it also once I was like, dude, oh my god, seriously? Once I was like, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I got mated and it made me mad.
What are we doing here now? What's the plan?
We're just taking the codes to the nuke to launch it.
Yeah.
Oh god. Hello.
I'm with you.
But I think that this game is an important evolution of this style of game. It's like if it's got a real jump in, drop out Fortnite feel.
Fortnite.
But it feels the problem with Fortnite is I don't fucking care, and you don't really level up your character. It's ultimately similar to my problem with Sea of Thieves. I liked playing Sea of Thieves, and I know, Steve, you love Sea of Thieves. But my problem with Sea of Thieves is you don't level up.
It's a very easy thing to get over once you play enough of it.
I know, but I tried. Like, I tried to like that game. I played a lot of it with you guys.
I know, and you constantly complain about you don't level up the entire time you played it.
Yeah, every single second. Every single second of my waking life during playing
game would
that,
be
I
an
was
absolute
complaining.
nightmare if you had to play against people who are like levels and levels higher than you.
Fair enough, but like, give me a skill tree or like a better weapon. But I do understand that that is not the game that it is, and I had a lot of fun. It just didn't have that longevity for me. That's all. I don't want to insult the game that you love. That's not what I meant to do there. I just.
You could never do that because it's a good game. So
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it. Yeah.
And also,
it was just one of those games that I didn't have enough people to play with. So
yeah,
you got to have friends.
I don't play Sea of Thieves by myself very often. I have done it, but usually when I do it, I'm like, I'm just gonna go fish for an hour, and I'll just like go island fishing.
I think that my favorite
that game is so fun with friends. It's so not fun.
My favorite version of that kind of game though was Red Dead 2 online. Red Dead Online.
Red Dead 2 Online, again, amazing.
The Lively Deadlies.
Not great solo. There's some games like online multiplayer co-op games like Dark Tide, Space Marine 2. I know they're both Warhammer games, but you can log into those by myself, get a party immediately, and have a super fun time playing those games. But it doesn't mean that it's better than any other multiplayer game. It just, for me, I like that aspect. Yeah. I do play a lot of my video games solo. So I like playing multiplayer, and I don't always want to communicate, or I don't always have friends online.
I know both of you are very different than I am when it comes to that, because like I'm a hard sell on multiplayer. Like
you're the least multiplayer of all my friends, even though we end up only playing like multiplayer.
Because I only want to play online when like you guys are online specifically.
Yeah. Like, I will be happy to play online by myself if it's a good system to do so.
The only games that I was able to, like, do that with were Final Fantasy XIV when nobody else was around, and Marvel Avengers. I played a lot by myself.
They called in a ship.
Yeah, I got a sentry there to back us up once that thing lands.
I wish I could have the stalwart and the dog at the same time.
I'm launching the nuke.
Okay.
Launch it.
It does look really cool. You were right, Steve. It is a really cool, like...
This is one of my favorite little mini things to do. It's pretty cool. And then it blows up in a distance. It's cool when you do it on like a night planet.
Yeah. That's something I liked about Warhammer, the Space Marine 2. Like, the cinematic stuff in that game is so fucking unparalleled. Like, the game's a little bit linear for my taste. You know, it feels a lot like
and one thing too is like you never did get a class up to a point where you had a fully leveled class. Like,
you're right.
Where you could really do damage.
You're right.
You never really got far enough in the game to really experience the full power of the Space Marine.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But
because like if I gave up on this game after 8 hours, like I wouldn't experience what it's like calling all this cool stratagems. It's the same thing with Space Marine 2. Like you get more powerful the more you play it.
But I think that for my sensibilities fun. And my interests, this game is more.
What the fuck killed me?
Did you just run into the laser?
No, not even. I saw you.
Died from explosion. I was just standing.
Oh,
there were mines.
Yeah,
you might have walked into a mine.
Explosion. Whatever. Another random thing that killed me.
But Space Marine, like,
I wish we could play Space Marine together because it's honestly my favorite.
Oh, the three of us playing Space Marine would be hilarious.
Can we not? Is it not cross?
I don't think it's. I don't know. No, it is.
It is crossplay.
Okay, I also own it, so we could all play.
I fucking love that game.
Do you guys want to do a fucking level of Space Marine on this stream? Because I'd be down.
I have to go switch to my Xbox, but I could do it. We could create a Discord, or I guess there's probably a chat.
No, it's the same thing.
Let's just play this game for now. Maybe another night we jump into Space Marine. I'm kind of into this game right now.
I haven't actually beat Space Marine, but
I do.
What do you mean you didn't beat it? Like you didn't play the campaign?
I didn't play through the whole campaign because it's one of those.
It's so good.
I don't have any friends that play it, so it's like I just kind of didn't have the.
Oh my god, the campaign is.
The campaign is my favorite part of that game by like a long fucking margin.
Yeah. I bought it pretty close to when it came out, and I played a bunch of it, but I played online with random people a lot, and so I was kind of playing the game. You even warned me, like, this might ruin your experience, and I was like, okay.
Oh, you jumped ahead. So you started playing online before you do the mission. Yeah. So the way the online missions are set up, I'm sure you may or may not know this, is they're set in the same timeline as the mission. So you're like
I know that, yeah.
Mission at 20 minutes remaining.
Which is pretty cool. I like that concept a lot.
Very cool, yeah. And they have a new mission out that came out a couple of weeks ago. A whole new, whatever you call it, mission that you can play online. And it's got new enemies and stuff. And there's new guns. And they buffed a bunch of the weapons since the last time I played. So I am kind of eager to jump back into it. But I'm definitely enjoying this game a lot right now.
Yeah. I love these games.
I love this game so much.
Did you ever play Dark Tide, Steve?
I did, yeah. Played a lot of it.
Love Dark Tide.
I liked Dark Tide 2 so fucking much. But we got it on the ground floor, and when we were all playing together, we were playing with Adam, and he was fucking very weird.
That game was pretty fucked when we started playing it. Yeah. It's really improved a lot.
And also, it was the first game I ever saw on my computer that my computer couldn't handle it because it's a gaming laptop. So
yeah, you were having some troubles.
I was having some issues, but it's out on console now, and it's probably crossplay. I like the Dark Tide thing.
I'm not sure if it is. Yeah.
I like.
Probably is.
T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
Just fucking bomb that whole mountain. Dun 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 dun.
Orbital inbound. ETA T-minus 1 minute.
1 minute left, y'all. The orbital volley.
We are, I think that might be a war crime, the amount of ordnance we just put out.
Whoa.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Alright.
I guess the acid, or does the poison mines, they still affect the robots?
Oh, that's a good question.
I threw a gas mine.
I mean, you'd think it would, but I'm also logically it doesn't make sense to me, but it's why would they?
Logically it doesn't, unless it's like a corrosive mist, in which case that would make sense. But I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool if they made that. Because you shit your pants every gym class.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool if there were certain weapons that didn't work. It's why are you using that against?
Yeah,
you picked your loadout poorly or whatever.
Or if it just didn't do as much damage in some way.
But you're right. If it is just gas, you definitely wouldn't. Unless they somehow inhale oxygen to survive or whatever.
They have air filtration unit or something inside their chest cavity.
Yeah, if they processed oxygen somehow.
Or a cooling fan that melts.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. A cooling fan.
Two out of 3 stars.
Have you guys ever reviewed Terminator 2?
No.
No.
If I ever get on the show, maybe we could do that. That's my favorite movie.
Yeah, I love that movie too. It's really good.
I mean, I would do any movie. I'd do any movie you guys wanted to do, but that is probably my favorite movie of all time. I remember my dad and I was our favorite movie, and he was like one of those guys who like worked in an electronics store when I was younger. He was like one of the first adopters of Laserdisc.
Laserdisc.
He was like, the Laserdisc is the next big thing, and I'm like, I don't know, Dad.
Oh,
And there was like
I remember seeing. I remember like
like
junior high and high school seeing your fucking dad's laser disc collection.
yeah,
We
we had the Terminator 2 extended cut, which is only available at that time on Laserdisc. And that was like pretty much the whole selling point of Laserdisc.
That was the selling. I remember Terminator 2 was like.
I think it would be fun. It'd be like a fun thing that I could talk about on the street. Watching that in Laserdisc.
If we did that, I would love to do Terminator 2 with you, but I would also love it to be like how we did Speed and Speed 2, where we watch the homework is we watch Terminator, but we take notes for Terminator 2 so we can compare and contrast.
Oh yeah, well they're so directly related. Like
yeah,
I mean, you could definitely do that. I mean, there's just so many like anachronistic moments in that, like when he beats up the punks and takes their give me your boots, your shoes, and your motorcycle jacket.
When Sarah Connor like stabs the guy in the fucking neck or whatever, like a really gory her fist fight scene. That was one of those scenes
when she's escaping the penitentiary.
That was one of those scenes that messed up my ability to watch like gore or anything that affects me. Even still, that's going to be an interesting watch for me to go through again.
There's a lot there, and there's a lot of movie trivia first, and like, and the actor that plays T-1000, he was in Peacemaker, and he's a very interesting actor if you follow his history.
Yeah, not Michael Patrick. Steve, help me. You know it.
Oh fuck! 1 second. Let me.
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick. Yep. Thank you.
Robert Pat. Is it? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
I just sent my friend code to Michael Chan. I'm not sure if he's coming on or not yet, but
that'll be fun.
He just finished the tutorial.
I hope he plays. That'd be fun.
Oh, is a friend of yours just bought the game?
Yeah, he's one of the people on the podcast network.
He's in Star Trek.
I've seen him on your show.
He's in Star Trek. He's in Discovery.
What?
Yeah, he has a character on Discovery.
Hold on, I watched every fucking Star Trek episode.
What's his fucking?
I don't think his character has a name. I think
it does though.
He does. I think you might be thinking of Orville. I think Orville has a named character, and I think Michael Chan's character. I mean, he might. I can't.
What's his name? Michael Chan.
Michael Chan. Yeah.
That's a very common.
Orville is also on Star Trek, but he has like a larger role, I guess. Like I'm not super familiar with the show, so I can't.
He's a really old kung fu actor named Michael Chan.
No, he's
No, I know this.
Oh my god, is Michael Chan got a spot on Matlock? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, he was like the driver for what's her name?
Here we go. I found his.
He's FHQ Ops Officer for 2 episodes.
Matlock, Mayday, Gray. Okay, yeah, this is a fishbowl.
He's also in the Kids in the Hall reboot from 2022, which is crazy. I think he mentioned that to me before, but he's not a named character. He's probably a background actor who might have lines, but he's FHQ Ops Officer.
Yeah, I think it's Orville that has an actual character name, and he has like a bunch of. I think he even has a toy, Orville.
That's fucking crazy.
Or he has some kind of merch. I'm not sure if it's like an action figure, or if it's like a pin or something, but it's pretty cool.
I have a T-shirt.
Have Orville back on soon because he was really fun on the show.
I have a professional wrestling T-shirt, so I'm in that rarefied air.
I have a T-shirt that says Twinkerbell on it.
I know, but we sold zero copies of it, though. Is the unfortunate thing because I think it's the best.
Do you guys know who Travis Lindsay is? The comic who was on Canada's Got Talent. Came second this year.
Oh, I need to go look. I can't.
No, I'm not sure.
Travis Lindsay.
Travis Lindsay, yeah, he's kind of like Halifax's biggest comic.
Okay.
He was on Canada's Got Talent with like Howard.
Oh yeah, okay.
And he came in second, and I think. And anyway, so I'm doing a New Year's show, and it's his he's the headliner for the show, and I'm hosting it. We're really excited. We've already sold 200 tickets.
Is that gonna be on YouTube?
No, it's stand-up comedy, bro.
No, I know.
It's not gonna be on YouTube.
Well, if it's is it gonna be downtown Halifax or sorry?
No, it's in this place called the Sanctuary in Dartmouth. It's like it's like a refurb church. It's a really cool venue. Check it out. It's called the Sanctuary Arts Center.
How many people are gonna? How many people?
We think we're gonna get about 300 people, or maybe a bit more.
That's awesome.
The tickets are selling really fast.
Are you gonna use any of the material that I helped you develop?
I'm gonna keep. Well, first of all, it's gonna be clean. So yeah, I don't know exactly too much of the stuff that you and I talked about.
All of Jason's period blood material is gonna get left behind.
Yeah, that sucks because that's the best stuff that I got. Period blood. What's the deal with period blood? Does it mean your woman can get pregnant or she can't get pregnant? I don't know.
I might try and use, but I don't want to I don't want to do a lot on Luigi. I don't, because I think that I do is I'll bring up a political topic and then I'll make a really sort of non-political joke about it, because I'm not trying to be a political comic, so I build tension by bringing up a topic that's controversial, and then I do a really sort of left wing, sort of not left wing, but a punchline that's very lighthearted.
You subverted a bit.
It's here's a controversial issue and a lighthearted punchline that has nothing to do with any politics. So that's been working pretty well.
Okay, well, you're a comedian. I think what you should do is bring up the fact that it's Christmas, and when you bring up Christmas,
I'm going to talk about the year in review.
Say something Santa Claus. Am I right? He goes from house to house every Christmas, and he has to go down everybody's chimney. But what if he ate too many shortbread cookies?
Yeah. What if I went down on his chimney?
No.
No, sorry. No, I know that's not. That's not what you're going for.
I was trying to do a thing where I wanted to do some Norm Macdonald anti-comedy, but then you actually made a pretty good joke. Actually, going down on his chimney is funnier than my anti-comedy.
Yeah, I want to do a little kind of I don't have a lot of time as a host, right? I have 18 minutes to start the whole show, which is 2 hours show, but it's all broken up into little segments. So I'm doing 7 minutes off the top, and I thought off the top I would do a quick sort of year in review kind of thing.
We should do a urine review.
A urine review?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And related to...
I'm sorry, do you think I said urine review? No, we're going to do urine review. Now, my urine quite dark. I'm dehydrated.
Related
Too
to
much iron in my blood.
For me, not enough iron. My doctor said I have anemia, but I don't know. I think anemia is second opinion.
That's pretty funny. That's actually pretty fucking funny.
I do have anemia, though.
Nice.
Which is why I think about it. No, that's cool. I'm just gonna have some fun. Hosting is kind of easier than doing stand-up because I can kind of get away with a couple of cornier jokes and.
Jerry should do.
It's more of a hype, Jason. You host a fucking show. It's more about hype than.
Yeah. But the difference is you have to craft a joke that makes an audience laugh. All I have to do is say, "I can't hear you. Are you ready for the next match?"
Yeah. How loud can you get?
You're not loud enough. Could you be louder?
A lot of that. And then you spend a minute bringing up the next act. This person did this and this, and here are their accolades.
No, but I do this thing now where I have to advertise stuff during the show, social media and merch and the next show. And,
plugging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do
a lot of that.
I did this bit this month where a chair was left in the ring from the previous match, and I picked the folding chair up and sat down in it, and I was like, just imagine behind me is a fireplace. We couldn't afford it, and also we have Christmas music playing over what I'm saying right now. But have you ever thought about going onto social media? Well, social media is something we all have in our pockets. So what you should do is tell all your friends that if you use the hashtag Superkick, you could give the Christmas gift of being tagged in a professional wrestling Instagram post.
Right, so you're doing like straight advert plugs, like you're doing like, yeah. I plug the venue and then I plug the person. So I'm like, hey, they have a show coming up next week. They host this show every month.
I think my point though is make it funny because I'm so fucking sick of being like, hey, if you hashtag Superkick, you could be, put it on social media. Do it funny. That's my that's my advice for those.
It's all
I treat it like
I treat
it like the corporate overlords are making me do capitalism. That's my gimmick.
Yeah.
Is that Michael Chan in Loadout or?
No, he said he's not gonna play tonight.
Oh. Well.
It is pretty late for normal humans.
True.
Even later for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're both dead, by the way.
Oh, you guys are dead?
Oh, I thought Steve was still alive.
He's been fucking crushing it over here.
I saw that.
No.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna die.
Oh, we're both back now, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't realize, I was in a tunnel vision, man.
Helldiver, you are moving outside the
I just want to get my shit.
Jetpack inbound.
Get your shit, man.
Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
Oh no, I'm a traitor. Oh no.
Moving outside the mission area.
There's so many enemies.
And also it has a really small circle.
As soon as I started backing up, I got traitor bomb.
Kill enemies. That's all we have to do for this is kill enemies.
Yeah.
We've worked 27% done.
No problem. I'm gonna throw down some stratagems,
Yes, do that.
I'm gonna throw down a machine gun sentry, for example. It's just we're too close to the end here. I keep getting traitor.
This game has Star Wars music. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I sent Jason a TikTok today, and it was the video game reviewer for CBC. And he gave his top 5 games of the year, and it was like Balatro, Astro. But one of them was Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, some people like the game. Actually, everybody I've said...
Yeah, because we were talking about that the other night.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier, too, yeah.
He was like, this game... He's like, yeah, it's got a couple this and that, but he goes, the vibe-wise, he goes, it's the most immersive and best Star Wars vibe game I've ever seen. And he's like, if you like Star Wars, you will like this game.
Yeah, my friend Scott was saying that, he's like, you wouldn't think it would be, such a big deal, but, just the naming conventions alone are, amazing. All the names sound so much like Star Wars characters, and they're all, original characters and stuff. It's like,
it's a big deal because it shows that there's effort and thought put into it.
They care, yeah. It's unfortunate because there's lots of creative people that work for those game companies that when the woke police come after you and start yelling about bullshit, it's just sort of completely ruins all of the effort that's been put in for years to make something good.
Yeah, but if it's a good product, I do believe that it'll get its due day. It's just that the trolls are louder than everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff like the Acolyte and that game in particular. They were all getting buried before they were even out. So people had formulated all their opinions before even trying it.
We got 2 mans down.
Okay. There's a lot of enemies.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot of
bad.
enemies, but we
I'm
still
trying to
have quite a few
escape.
revives. We're getting better.
Pelican 1, preparing for touchdown.
Get your stratagems down. Get your turrets down.
Oh god. The boat is almost here.
Oh my god. I'm down.
Again?
I was trying to way.
Ugh.
1 preparing to depart. Shuttle launch in 20
Can
seconds.
D4, M3, or B1 bring me back? No,
I'm in
it's
the,
dead.
I'm in the boat
you're
already.
you're in the boat.
I'm dead.
We're dropping. I don't think we
I
have the
took a lot of
lives.
them down.
Extraction complete.
Yeah,
Pelican
okay,
1
that's
beginning
fair.
ascent.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those missions, I didn't want to interrupt you guys because you were having an intense conversation, but
I got an achievement for that.
You want to
That
bring
was
like
insane.
mortars and stuff.
Play Planet Defense mission. That's
I
what
got
that was.
2 or 3 achievements from that.
Yeah, it was that's a new mission we never played before where you just defend a spot. Like none of us extracted.
I did.
No, I
Yeah,
know it.
one of us had to extract.
Besides Boba fucking Black Fly, the
I
fucking
actually got an
champion.
achievement for that too. Complete a mission, but don't extract.
But we all died, like we used up all our lives.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
The classic fucking
We're just
Death
on
Star
the side.
theme.
Classic jizz music. Alright, lady, you don't have to say that to me every time I get back on my boat.
Yeah, what a dick. Shut
Oh,
up.
the boat.
Ah, la la la. Then another nuclear launch. Just let me know if you guys want the difficulty to go up. I'm good with playing all the way to suicide mode or beyond.
Well, I don't think I would make it more difficult than that.
Yeah, I would love to continue to do
I'm
medium.
to chill with you guys on the lower levels for now.
Like I'm getting good XP.
Fuck.
I gotta go pee. I'll be right back.
Go.
I mean, we've done it on hard, but not that. The mission was easier.
Yeah. I'm just at that point where I don't have enough super samples to upgrade anything, so I kind of want to do that at some point. But you know, once you guys get to the point where you've got all the strategies
But
unlocked,
we can find some of them too in the treasure chest. I know it's not as much, but we can.
Yeah.
Because we found some class.
super samples like the pink ones.
Oh, I don't know. I thought they were super.
I think they only spawn on the harder difficulties.
Oh, I must be thinking of the regular.
Yeah, there's the green ones and the orange ones that will spawn on these. And then, oh yeah, those are the super credits. Those spawn on
Super credits. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Super credits.
Super credits.
26 more. All right. I want this big tanky armor. Cool. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try this electro stick. I want to know about it.
What is it?
It's a melee weapon that kind of looks like a cattle prod.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna bring it in with me.
There's not a lot of melee in this game.
No. Oh, it looks pretty cool. Like a sword.
Does it like shoot out a little bit of range?
I'm not sure. I've never used it, so we'll see what happens once we're out there.
Oh yeah.
Bots.
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers to Hellpods.
Helldivers, get to your damn pods. I like Snow Planet.
There's no planet like snow.
There's no planet like Snow Planet, Helldiver.
I love the snow planet in this game.
Bam, bam, bam.
Hellpod launch
Have you guys seen any of the new Marvel What If?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
I don't have Disney anymore, so I don't have the energy to steal it from the internet. You know.
You don't
Fair
have.
enough.
I thought you had my Disney.
It's pretty cool. I'd recommend stealing it from the internet.
I think you offered to give it to me once, but I don't think you ever gave me the codes.
The
codes.
Or I sent it to you and you're like, ignore, and then didn't.
That's also
look back.
possible, or I just forgot. Or like you sent it to me and then we talked on Messenger for like 3 hours and the message was so buried that I forgot it existed.
Stu and Steve, I have a proposition for both of you.
Preparation H.
In January, I have 2 episodes that have one guest. First, Steve, would you be cool if Stu joined us as a second guest for one of these episodes? Which I assume the answer is yes.
Yep.
Stu, would you be willing to come on for one of these 2 movies for John Carpenter month? Dark Star, and your co-host, your co-guest will be Noel, who is a great co-host. Or Memoirs of Invisible Man with Jameel Robinson from the UFP. Either of those movies would you like to second guest on?
I don't really know either of those movies, so whatever one you think I would be like.
Do you know what I would like to do? I would like to have you on in the second week of January with Noel for Dark Star, because it's such a...
What's the date?
It's probably like the 12th, like the 11th.
Oh, I could do that.
I should also say Dark Star is technically like John Carpenter's first movie that was based off like a student film. So it is really janky, but it is pretty funny. Like, it's pretty good.
I think it would be an interesting way to introduce you to the show. Noel is a great speaker, and I think Stu and Noel might be a fun.
Yeah, I think.
Well, I'll be more awake too. We always play games so late.
Yeah, no, this is 8 p.m. on a Thursday when you're in the middle of the week.
I'll be more like more like showtimey for me.
I'm gonna write this down in the list because I want to have you on sooner than later.
This Dark Star sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird, it's like a sci-fi horror thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not really.
Its budget was $60,000.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's not a horror, but it is written by the same person who wrote Alien.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then I've never actually seen Memoirs of a Invisible Man fully. I also have a tough time with Chevy Chase these days.
Yeah, he sucks.
I have trouble separating the artist from the art. You know.
I'm wholesome Chevy Chase.
Did you guys watch Saturday Night yet though?
I have absolutely no interest in watching that.
It's very good. Yeah, the movie Saturday Night, which is like
the new movie about. Yeah, I want to watch that.
The guy that they have playing Chevy Chase is the Riddler from Gotham, and he's perfect.
Jim Carrey?
No, from the Riddler from the television.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
He reminds me of Jim Carrey.
Riddle me pissed.
He could play Jim Carrey in a biopic of Jim Carrey's life.
Yeah, that's a good call. Well, I'm excited for that. That's so the thing on our show is usually first-time guests don't get to pick their movie, but once you come on the show and be on the show, then you get to choose Terminator. And a lot of times what happens is if we don't know where to put a movie, we build the month around the movie. So I could see building a month around Terminator.
It's Terminator month.
The grimoire of familiar action stars, But we do Arnold, Stallone, Statham,
Seagal.
Seagal.
Jean-Claude.
Or, yeah.
Did you see the mission in the new Hitman where there's like the Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme style character?
And played by him, yeah. They've had celebrities in that game for years, and they're always fucking good. There's one where Gary Busey was the target you had to kill.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
That was so
That's
funny.
Cool.
Who else? They've had a bunch. Sean Bean's been in it a couple times. He plays a character called the Undying, and he just keeps coming back. It's pretty funny. And then they had Conor McGregor like a couple of months ago, and then all that shit happened, and they're like, yoink, getting rid of
Did you
this.
guys like Roadhouse?
Like what?
Roadhouse.
Not really.
The new Roadhouse.
I don't even like the original Roadhouse.
Oh, interesting.
It's a really straight man fantasy movie. Like, this is not something that...
I think I watched Roadhouse, yeah.
It's
just like, what if a guy was so cool and he kicked everybody?
But the thing is about the Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse that's different than the Swayze is...
I have not watched the new one, no.
Oh! Well, Jake Gyllenhaal's ability is to get punched infinitely. He's got like a superpower.
Oh, like punched. Homer, when Homer becomes a boxer?
Yeah. So the plot of the new Roadhouse is that this ex-MMA fighter is becomes like a bouncer, and he's got like a superpower that is he can talk anybody down, and also he just get punched in the face and he doesn't feel it.
I see.
It just scares people.
It's a fun movie. It's too long, you know. I think the original Roadhouse is like a 87-minute.
I feel like the elevator pitch for that movie was too long.
I get it. He gets punched in the face good.
Oh fuck!
I know. I do kind of want to watch it.
It's a fun movie.
My brains are just full of something.
But I will say that
I think that every time I saw Conor McGregor in the advertisements, it just like annoyed the fuck out of me so much.
Yeah, he's the worst part of the movie.
He is the worst.
He's a bad
actor.
He's a bad actor. It's very
maybe cast actors in your movies.
Yeah.
But the original Roadhouse had Terry Funk, the professional wrestler, who can't act.
That doesn't make either of them good. It's terrible.
That's fair.
The only time it's good is when they are Andre the Giant in Princess Bride.
Yeah.
The only time it worked. What the fuck is going on? Oh, we passed it. Okay. I watched Princess Bride yesterday, actually. We watched 3 movies. Actually, we watched 4 movies.
You watched Silent Night, or Deadly Night. You watched, we talked about this.
Violent Night, yeah.
You watched Nightmare Before Christmas, you watched Princess Bride, and you watched another one?
We started The Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch, and then I left before it was over because I was like, I cannot watch another movie, guys.
The Christmas movies I watched this year include...
What is this? Oh my god.
Oh god.
Why would you do that?
Why would I run into it? Yeah, why would I run into it? I watched Fred Claus, which is might be the worst Christmas movie I've ever seen.
I don't know if I've seen Fred Claus. That's with like Paul Giamatti and...
Yeah, Paul Giamatti is Santa, and Vince Vaughn is his brother.
Yeah.
And they focus more on the technology to make it look like regular actors or elves. And then there's a lot of like cringy dance sequences and garbage comedy.
Garbage comedy.
Garbage. My favorite Christmas movie is actually Mud, starring Matthew McConaughey. It has nothing to do with Christmas, and also, I'll bring it back.
Oh, there's a minefield there, folks.
Yeah. I saw it. I didn't run into it.
I might have put it there.
I think those are your mines.
Those are my mines.
Yeah, it said I was killed by you. Pick up my samples if you can.
Have you guys seen Venom?
I might take the minefield out.
I know Steve hasn't.
No, I haven't.
Have I seen what?
Venom 3 is what I mean.
I also just canceled the Venom comic too because I'm just so done with Venom.
Yeah, Venom is like a very. It's something that the 12-year-old boys like, and then, you know, it just doesn't. He hasn't changed in any way. You know, so it's like still appealing to a 12-year-old, but it's not appealing to me anymore.
It's funny you say that because the new like protagonist of the Venom comics is his son Dylan Brock, who is like pretty much like 14 years old. Yeah.
Is he a bully?
I mean, he's the king in black, so he's a lot of things. Like he's well, his dad's the king in black, but he's like the codex that connects all of the symbiotes.
Well, that's
like,
what.
He's
so,
arguably more powerful.
Do you plan on watching Venom? Because you're using.
I know that Null is in it.
Right. Like so if you don't want me to say anything at all, I won't.
I am going to watch it. 100%.
So you don't want me to say anything at all.
No, I'm going to watch it soon, actually.
Well, what I will say
I want it to come out on.
What I will say is that I wish they would just keep churning out the bad Sony Marvel movies because I kind of like a low quality superhero movie. There's a part of me that kind of I know it's my fault. It's my fault that Sony keeps making this shit, this schlock.
It is your fault.
I've never spent a cent, but I'm kind of like, you know, at the end of Morbius when Vulture shows up.
Well, how did you see Venom if you didn't spend a cent?
Oh, you downloaded it illegally from the internet.
You watched a cam?
No, it's out.
It's streamed?
It's
on streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Movies go to streaming within
it's still
like
in my
2 weeks
theater
now.
right now.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
still in the theater here.
Movies go to streaming, especially like Craven. I was saying to you guys last night, Craven is on streaming because if they don't have an opening weekend that's reasonable, they can just put it on $24.99. Fucking watch these great theater films at home. Bullshit. Do you know how long it's going to take to watch Nosferatu on streaming?
I'm stoked to watch Nosferatu.
So long. I want to see Nosferatu like in the next couple days in theaters. Fucking Robert Eggers is low key one of the best directors doing fucking avant-garde, fucking different shit and new ideas. And Nosferatu is like something I just need to see. I haven't watched a single trailer. That's a movie where like I won't watch a trailer for. I know, but like I don't want. They kept trying to show me.
Give anything away.
But they kept trying to show me.
Faces.
They kept trying to show me Skarsgård as.
No, they don't show you. They have not put a single image of him out yet.
He doesn't have a thing where he like turns around and reveals what he looks like.
No,
like,
they don't show him at all.
Oh, because I've seen him from behind.
It's one of the big things about the movie is they're like, we're not going to show him until you go see it in the theater.
But they do show him in some material from behind.
From behind, yeah, but he doesn't turn around.
But,
okay. I turned it off every time. That's funny that you say that he never turns around.
30 minutes remaining.
There's one clip where you hear his voice, and it's pretty crazy.
Awesome. Because Bill Skarsgård
is crazy. Like, how the fuck is he doing this voice? He like trained with opera singer or something, so that he could figure out how to speak from different parts of his diaphragm.
The New Crow was another movie that did so poorly in theaters that they just put it on streaming a couple weeks later. That's another movie.
Character that's like Venom to me, where I'm like, only 12-year-old boys like this bullshit.
Which character?
The Crow.
The New Crow.
Oh, the Crow.
The Bill Skarsgård Crow. The reason I want to watch that movie, and I think it's an interesting take, is he does this thing where somebody stabs him with a sword through his chest, and he pushes it back through. And there's somebody talking in the chat right now. They love the New Crow.
Oh, I forgot we were streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the original Crow, but I don't even particularly like that, so I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna like the new one either.
Okay.
I think that the story...
That's the Crow's catchphrase.
Yeah.
Then he leaps into battle.
I'm Crow Man. I'm Crow Man.
I'm Crow Magna. I'm gonna be my character will be Crow Magna.
He's a caveman.
Caveman.
Stu, have you ever seen Dark City?
Origin story. Yes, I love Dark City.
Dark City. We did that on the show, and I didn't know this about it.
I watched the episode of Dark City because I was like, "Fucking that movie rules."
It's like an unofficial. It's like the universe from the universe of the Crow, unofficially.
Is it really? I didn't know. I never knew that. I watched it when I was a kid. That makes no sense. But okay.
I thought it was a fail. I thought it was a Crow movie that they couldn't use the Crow in.
Are you sure that wasn't just one of your theories?
No, that's you said that to me. It's like a spiritual successor, like from the same people that made the Crow. It's an artificial Crow.
This electric stick is shit. I think maybe it's probably better against certain enemies, but I've been poking people with it and it's not great.
You're like the mall cop.
Is it a melee like edition instead of like just the melee attack?
You're right, police. Hey, settle down there, automaton.
Yeah. Get over here! I'm gonna poke you.
Because the melee in this game is not.
He's gonna call the bad guys. Oh, that one
basically not a thing.
Quick. Oh, it like actually, you know what? It like paralyzes them for a second.
Reloading.
Yeah. Also, yeah, to the person who said they love the Crow, that's also fine. You know, like I never think poorly of people for liking shit. People can like whatever they want.
Have I ever told you guys my brief history with the Crow?
I liked the Crow when it first came out, but I was like 14 years old.
Yeah, exactly. 14-year-old.
No, we were younger than that. It's like 1990. It's like 1994. I didn't see it till
I was like 14. Yeah, I didn't see it like when it first came out.
So my parents rented The Crow, and they were like, "You have to go to bed." And I went to bed. I couldn't sleep, and I snuck. Like I lived in a house when I was like a little kid.
Oh, nice.
And I snuck down the stairs, and I remember this vividly. I sat on the stairs, and I watched, like, the rape scene.
Oh my god.
And,
I think you mean the grape scene.
Yes, I do mean that. I always say that RoboCop, watching that when I was 7, is what fucked me up. I think that there's a bunch of things that fucked me up for horror. And that's definitely, like, something I should not have seen at that age.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I remember sneaking arachnophobia when I was like 5.
That was another one. Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, I'm afraid of spiders now for this.
Yeah.
I saw The Evil Dead when I was 4 years old, and I really shouldn't have seen that movie when I was 4 years old.
Wow.
Fucked me up.
My cousins used to rent movies, and they were a little bit older than me, and they would just tell my mom or my dad that they rented like our normal movie, which often they would have like, here, we're watching this movie, but like, secretly they got 3 movies for like $5.
Yeah.
And then 2 of them were just like horribly G-rated. Yeah.
Because I remember
The Evil Dead. It was a babysitter at the time. Like she was like the worst babysitter. She would just lock me and my sister, or no, I think it was just me and all of her kids in the basement, and like basically her eldest child was the one watching us. And he was a fucking idiot, so he's like, I'm going to put on The Evil Dead for these 5-year-olds.
Nice.
And he also put on Ghostbusters 2, so in my head...
Oh, yeah, okay.
I thought the 2 movies were the same movie.
I love that.
Time.
Yeah.
You've talked about that on the show, and I really love the idea that there's a time in your life, because you couldn't go back and watch them, because you would have to like rent them or see them somewhere, but they were just mixed up in your head.
That I thought Ghostbusters was the most terrifying movie that had ever been made, that I'd ever seen. Yeah, that happened. That happened.
Because I don't know if I've ever actually talked about this on the podcast, or if it's been a long time. I went to see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in theaters when I was a little kid, you know, like probably 86.
Yeah, isn't that like 89 or something?
Yeah, and I had this weird thing where like nobody explained when a man and a woman love each other, they kiss. So you know the scene in Honey I Shrunk the Kids where the teenagers start kissing? They ride the ant and then they're in the fucking cookie or whatever.
Oh, they're in the Cheerio or something. Like,
I had to be like,
sleeping or whatever.
We have to leave the theater right now. I don't know. I can't process this.
I'm seeing sex. I can't do it.
Yeah. And the other time that happened was my dad brought home a VHS for me to watch. There were friends over downstairs. He was like, "Go watch this tape," and it was Look Who's Talking. And at the beginning of that movie, there's a scene where what's it? Christy
Alley.
Christy Alley gets like. To this, I haven't gone back and watched that as an adult, so my memory of it is that she gets sexually assaulted by her boss.
I don't think that happens.
No, at the beginning of that movie, she has sex with her boss. I don't know the context. I haven't seen it in
Ghostbusters.
Honestly, I don't even. I know I've seen those movies.
No, Look Who's Talking.
I was a baby when I saw those.
It cuts to sperm flying down a tunnel.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I need to turn this off. So it's weird that my sensibilities when I was a little kid were so fucking virginal, and now I'm like, I've seen every Hellraiser. I died.
You should have had some chips.
Yay.
Those are your favorite things to eat, I would say.
Chippies.
Chippy. Oh god.
Usually make these like peanut butter chocolate balls.
Oh man, yeah, classic.
Oh man, and she made those imperial cheese cookies.
Thanks, Ike Heldon. Oh, I remember Ike Heldon. Ike Heldon has been around on this show before, on the main show. Ike Heldon, thank you for listening to us talk about our fears when we were kids. And how
Thanks for listening to me do a giant belch.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
That's what happens when you slam Dr. Pepper Zero at 2 a.m. or whatever time it is in Halifax.
More Dr. Pepper, please.
Alright, I'm heading to the extraction.
Okay. I feel like I sold
oh wait, we didn't get that microwave thing down there, but it's pretty close. Let's go do it.
Nice.
Oh fuck! Oh, this is the map station. This would have been nice to have right at the beginning.
Deploying equipment package.
Oh wait, it is in the map station. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, you put a whole bunch of bombs around it.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, it might have been me. I didn't think I had gas.
Those mines seem like they're horrible. But I do need to watch Sleepaway Camp Part 2 because I have this incredible, unending memory of standing in a video store and looking at all of the tapes and being afraid of the pictures on the front of the tapes. And the Sleepaway Camp 2 has the guy with the guitar that has the drill on it, and I need to know. I need to know why.
That's not Sleepaway Camp 2, that's Slumber Party.
Slumber Party 2, yes. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
The Driller Killer.
That seems like such an insane way to kill people. I don't know how I could possibly be afraid of it. How is that not? Is it a comedy?
In the movie, it makes sense.
Because it
I don't want to ruin it for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But I
It's
think
also very dumb.
well, most '80s horror movies. I watched a lot this year. You know, like I watched a lot of like garbage this year, and what I learned is I wish I could go back and tell 12, 11, 9-year-old me that it's not scary. It's goofy. I don't know why you're so empathetic.
Yeah, like there are things that I watched when I was a kid that were way more terrifying and scarring than any of those movies that we cover on the show all the time. Like,
yeah.
What is a good example? Goodfellas. I watched that when I was pretty young, and that movie was terrifying to me. It's so fucked up, and it is still kind of like really freaky.
But from my point of view, I watched that movie all the way through like 3 weeks ago, and it's just my favorite movie. Because
but you're not an 8-year-old boy.
Yeah, true.
An 8-year-old boy watching Goodfellas is scared.
Seeing the bits and pieces that I talked about tonight, like, made me fear the idea that there could possibly be gore or something that makes me feel uncomfortable. That's the thing that it took me all those years to get over. Like, movies gave me anxiety even if I knew it was just a comedy, because the possibility of there being something that I can't handle. What I've learned is I can handle everything. But then there are some outlier movies that I'm still kind of afraid of. I've heard Mother is fucked. With
it's
Jennifer Lawrence.
Intense.
And when I watched Bone Tomahawk, that movie's fine, but there is a bisection from taint to tip, from taint to head, which I had to look away from.
Yeah, that was really gross.
Yeah. But that speaks to how well it was done, you know? I'm afraid to watch Terrifier because I don't know the level of grossness that they've committed to film. But I do feel like if I just waited 15 years and then watched Terrifier, I'd be like, whatever.
I don't like the Terrifier movies either.
Yeah. That says a lot, too.
No, it doesn't.
No, it says a lot. It says a lot about you and how, like, you like fun gore, and if you don't like it, and it's a big horror franchise,
it's not fun. It's just
it's
gross.
like not fun. It's just gross. Yeah. But ever since they revealed who the actor who plays the Art the Clown, I feel like I should watch it because he seems like a cool person to add to the pantheon. You know,
there's lots of people that watch it. You know, it'll be fine without me. I kind of find it, I don't want to say offensive, I just find it like
too brutal.
It's offensive to my sensibilities, and I'm like,
right.
Like I get that some people are like gore maniacs and they like it, and I like gore too, but I like goofy gore. I don't like gore for the sake of trying to gross people out.
That's why I love
There's a character in the second one. There's a character in the second one that some really gross stuff happens with, and I'm like, this is just actually making me feel grossed out.
Okay. And that's the thing that still keeps me in my mind to praise him for gore.
But it's not even like gore that I'm like, ooh, I have to look away. I'm like, this is just gross.
It's cruel.
That's gross.
You had a similar reaction to Peter Jackson's Bad Taste, right?
Not the whole movie, but there's one particular scene that was really gross. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of pus stuff.
Yeah. See, my thing is like,
how many movies are gross?
What movies?
Some of the the zombie movies are like the weird, like the
Oh, I
Rob Zombie
disagree.
movies. Like the redneck grape movies.
Fully disagree.
I do not like those at all.
Yeah, I don't like any movies where rape is like a primary story thing, especially when it's like a goofy movie.
What Rob Zombie movies have grape in them?
The Devil's Reject. It's like literally an extended rape sequence in that movie.
Oh, I can't remember. I saw it, but that was a movie where I was like, this is supposed to be a horror movie, and it like wasn't. So I can't remember the grape scene.
I don't think that there's any in House of a Thousand Corpses, but The Devil's Rejects, there's like a long extended sequence of just uncomfortable rape. And I'm like,
House of a Thousand Corpses is the fucking poster boy for movies that I was so afraid of for my whole life. And when I finally watched it, I was like, this is the monsters. And then it kind of gets scary when they go underground, when they're like escaping and they go through the like weird surgery place. But it's so far removed for me watching it 20 years after the fact that it looked goofy.
Yeah, again, I think that using that as storytelling, a plot device, is lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not doing it seriously, then it's in poor taste. So I don't really like it. And like a lot of movies from the 80s, like specifically Italian movies, would use it just to like show a villain is a villain. They're like, how do we make it so that people know this guy's a bad guy? Oh, we'll have a rape scene.
I agree with that. I don't think that. I think grape is a poor storytelling choice.
It's lazy, and it's also like that subject matter is so damaging to a lot of people. And like somebody can go into a movie and leave upset because of something you've put in your movie, when it's supposed to be like a fun action movie or something. You know, it's like the entire experience has been ruined by one thing. I
feel that way too, but when even watching old 80s movies and they use the R word and the F slur just as like a comedy crutch, I feel like it's I feel like I don't even think it's not like lazy. It's like you should have had the foresight to know that people would not gel with that because of how progressive ultimately society is. It's, you know, we go through these dark ages, but we've been moving forward in a way that's you should know not to think about those C or E 80s movies that have a high production value, but they're created by basically porn directors, and they rely on bottom of the barrel, low hanging fruit jokes like that.
Do you guys want to switch to bugs, or do you want to keep doing robos?
I'd be fine with bugs. I think Stu walked away though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Okay. I'll wait till comes back.
My point is basically like, I feel like directors in the 80s and 90s should have had the foresight to not use language like that. Or alternatively, make a joke that is funny. Because you can make jokes that are funny.
There's so much that doesn't hold up, and like even like beloved franchises, you can go back far enough, and you're like, oh god, what, Bill and Ted? Why are you saying the F slur?
Exactly.
And it's like, you know, it's easy to say they should have known better, but at the time, but like, it just goes to show like how different the culture is today than it was.
I have a confession to make to you, Steve. I don't like the movie The Warriors.
Okay.
I don't like it. I think it's kind of bad.
It is bad.
But it has some good ideas. However, there's part of it also where they use the F slur, I think 3 times, and that made me hate it even more. On top of the fact that it's not a well-crafted film. Well, it is. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. It is a well-crafted film, but the plot and the theme and the fucking world are all stupid. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I think people
There should have been a Warriors 2 where. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say they have a romanticized idea of that movie, and a lot of people, especially people our age, think that it's like more of a cult classic than it is because it had a video game, and it's like that didn't really happen. And I think Rockstar was just recognizing sort of the iconography, the value of the iconography of it, and trying to utilize it. And I think they probably thought like we can turn this into something. But then the game was also bad. It's like you can't
also,
really rely on a dead franchise.
Subtract the video game from it, the movie on its own. I don't think it necessitates a game. I know what the game is. It's like gang warfare, like GTA, sort of, like levels or whatever. But the problem with the movie is that they spend too much time. There's a couple great scenes in that movie. The guy being like, can you dig it? Everybody, we gotta get together. We gotta fight against the powers that be, sucker. We gotta get it together. And then there's a great scene where the bad guy tries to assassinate that guy and blame it on the Warriors. That right there, great premise. Everything around that is just them introducing new gangs that have funny suits, funny costumes. And then they do that for a while, and then there's just like an ending sequence. There's another good part where like when they meet the girl, it's pretty good because it's like it's unconventional. But I was so like get to the point. Really liked the Warriors. I also watched. I also watched the director's cut. Do you know what the difference is?
No, I've only seen the Warriors once when I was a teenager, and I didn't like it, so it's not something I go back and rewatch.
They made a director's cut for like a DVD in like the 2010s. That their transitions from scene to scene cuts to like animated, like a comic book strip, and it's so fucking bad. It looks like shit, and it doesn't make any sense. They wanted to present it. I think it has something to do with like 300 being a success. So we're like, we're gonna put Warriors out again, make it look like a comic book.
Oh, this was made like
in the early like 2000s, yeah.
I think 300 came out in 2008, didn't it?
Oh, was it that late? Because if that's the case, then
I was definitely in university when it came out.
Okay.
But I don't remember what year. I think I was in my second year.
I have to look it up.
So that may be 2007.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Sometimes I think about when I went to university and I was like only 17. Like I probably should have waited a couple years. My brain was not ready.
I was not ready for my first year. I was 18. Not ready.
Yeah.
But I don't think taking a year off would have helped me.
Yeah.
2001 directors. So never mind.
For Warriors? Yeah.
Yeah, they put it that re-release, and it's.
But I mean, there was like a slew of comic book movies that came out around then too, like X-Men came out in 2000.
Even the Hulk,
2.
the first Hulk, the fucking Eric Banner Hulk had those weird transitions that were like comic booky.
I think that's 2003. That movie.
Maybe even 2001 or 2002. I was young.
I was in high school when that came out, so it would probably be 2003 or something.
Okay. You know what?
It's like their first year of high school was 2001. Yeah, because I remember 9/11. I remember 9/11 being the first year of university, the first couple days of school, and just being, or in high school, just being like, what? Oh, I got a door over here. You guys want to come do this door with me?
We're coming.
I do, yeah. I'll never forget 9/11 because I was leaving St. Pat's and Stu and Robe and I think Dave were crossing over the willow tree and somebody says to me, the Twin Towers have been hit. I think they also hit the Pentagon. And I was like, I thought they were joking. And we went to Ian.
I remember thinking like, I was so confused. I thought that two planes crashed into each other in midair and then hit
crazy.
the buildings. And I also didn't know what the World Trade Center was. I only ever knew it as the Twin Towers.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I was like, what the fuck is the World Trade Center?
I
just pictured it as like a big dome or something.
I remember just thinking, and
yelling about money.
This is gonna sound bad, but I remember just thinking, what's the big deal?
Oh my god!
I had been
because it was so removed from me as like drug and sex fueled teenager.
True, but like I had been to New York with Jake like the year before.
Yeah. It hit me when we went home and we saw how big of a deal it was.
We went to Ian's and we saw the fucking second plane hit the tower, like live.
I didn't realize it was a terrorist attack. I thought like somebody sucked at flying. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, "Oh, that sucks." But I'm like, "Fucking like mistakes happen or whatever." I was like, "Oh no, it's an attack." Oh, it might be.
Yeah, they like wheeled out.
I wasn't a smart kid.
They wheeled out like TVs into all the hallways in my school and shit, and they're just playing.
Oh, really? They just sent us all home.
Yeah,
they sent us all home.
They sent us all home as well. But like when the towers collapsed, which was like hours later, that's when they're like, okay, these kids need to go home. This is
and then do you know what's crazy? On top of all of that, I got a one of those like flu colds that lasts a week. So I was in bed with the flu watching CNN for a week. Directly after that, and it made me a weird conspiracy theorist for like a little bit. Not like flat Earth people didn't exist yet, but I watched the movie Zeitgeist shortly after that. That's like every generation has a sun god, and it's always Jesus, and the secret societies are tricking you into believing. Blah, 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 blah. So I went through a like conspiracy theorist phase directly after 9/11. And at that time I was just realizing that there's no such thing as God. So I was also like fighting with that.
I got kicked out of Sunday school when I was a kid.
I never had even a second of religious upbringing. My mom was just like,
I don't believe in any of this shit.
I just said, hey mom, do we believe in God? And she was like, yes. And I was like, what happens if your brain itches? She's like, that means you have cancer. So they were feeding me a lot of nonsense when I was a kid.
Yeah, my parents, if they didn't know something, they would just make something up.
Like,
it's like, why would you do that? And I asked my mom all the time. She's like, well, you asked me. And I was like, well, okay, but if you don't know, it's okay to tell your child that you don't know.
Like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah, or let's find out together. I don't know.
I'm so worried that some of the fucking things that I quote unquote know that I never have to like say out loud are things that I was taught as a kid that are incorrect.
Just bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time when my mom, John Candy died, and I was sad, and I was like,
"Oh, JC."
I was like, how did he die? And my mom was like, he had a heart attack. And I didn't know what a heart attack was. So I was like, what is a heart attack? And my mom, I guess, didn't really understand the science of a heart attack. So she just told me it's when your heart explodes.
Hell yeah.
What? So then I'm just walking around all day thinking that my heart can explode.
With a ticking time bomb in there,
yeah.
Oh, she wasn't wrong.
No, that's insane. Because a kid told me if you have a heart... when I was a kid, another kid told me that when you have a heart attack, if you're sleeping, you fly off the bed a meter when you're having a heart attack because your heart is attacking you so bad. And I believed that for years.
You hear the Norm Macdonald heart attack?
I don't think so.
Really good.
I watch a lot of
I was just talking about how, I watch the news and they tell me to worry about North Korea. It's like, North Korea? And then there's this whole bit about how, I'm much likely for my own heart to attack me.
It's also crazy.
It's like, and what happens when your heart attacks you? You gotta zap it with electricity and be like, "Hey, I'm in control of your heart." And the heart's like, I'm just joking. There's a whole bit. You should check it out. It's a really great bit. I'm not doing it justice, but it's fantastic.
The thing about a heart attack too is like, in your head, you probably think if you have a heart attack, your heart just like fucking seizes up and dies. But having a heart attack is actually like a condition where your heart starts not working properly over a period of time.
Starts beating like a bag of worms, I think, is like what happens.
I think the technical term is
There's a lot of misinformation coming out right now from you guys, and
I think
they call it the worm heart, heartworms or whatever,
right? I hope nobody's listening to the stream, but if they are,
if you're having a heart attack right now, please seek medical attention.
Yeah, don't listen to this straight. This is we're just spitballing. It's funny, there's so many people who are having heart attacks that you can just have a 24/7 heart attack
podcast where we just make shit up.
You just talk about heart attacks.
Well, it's interesting that you guys are talking about making stuff up, because I had a problem for many years where I would just say stuff, and I thought about why I do that. When I lived in Halifax,
what were you doing? Saying stuff?
Just saying things that I couldn't back up.
You mean lying?
Yeah.
No, not lying, but Steve, you know what I mean. It's a thing that
Jason will sometimes say something with the utmost confidence of somebody who's studied it for a decade.
Yes.
When he actually is just saying something that's completely wrong.
I've been working on this for years, because Steve and Madison both put me in my place about it, and the reason why I learned introspectively why I was doing that. When I lived in Halifax, I had people around me that they were just like having conversations, and they wouldn't question when I was saying things, because they were like, that seems like it makes sense. When I moved to Toronto, people here no, of course not you. That's not what I mean. I mean, when I moved to Toronto, people think critically here, and they're not like polite the same way that people from Halifax are polite. So they'll be like, that doesn't sound right, and they'll challenge you. And even throughout the years that I've lived here, I wouldn't really have that. People weren't challenging me, so I was given the ability to just do that. However, then I married Madison, who is pedantic as fuck, and started to think about it. And then, Steve, you're the cherry on the fucking sundae, because I talked to you for, like, in a podcast sense, for 4 hours a week. In addition to that, we're friends, and we talk all the time. But
I don't want you walking around talking out your butt.
No, but
if you're saying things that are wrong, I'm going to make sure you're corrected.
But I had to ask myself, why do I do that?
Yeah.
And that's what I came up with. I think that I was just there was no limit. There was no limiter chip. People were just allowing me to say whatever and just agreeing, because I'm very charismatic, and I had a lot of people that didn't question me in Halifax. And I'm definitely not talking about my crew, because we're all like, Stu, you're one of the early people to be like, what are you talking about? Can you look that up?
Yeah. Or imagine anyway, all of us would.
Yeah.
Those are your.
But in my like 20s, I had like kind of like fans. Who I surrounded myself with. I think that I just was just unchecked and made my brain stupid.
That's an insane thing to say. That's danger close.
Whatever. You don't have to believe me, and you don't.
You call your friends your fans.
No, I'm the first person to tell you right now that your friends are not your fans.
Your fans are not your friends. Holy shit.
I forgot to switch out this shocky stick. I need ammo real bad.
Madison checks me so fucking much that I had to just stop theory crafting. And I think
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie and I keep each other honest, for sure. Mainly her. Keeping me honest. But
Yeah, I just really want to stay, like... I want to stay on the bleeding edge of reality, you know? I don't want to ever...
Yeah, I think
say some stuff that like is a half truth or like, and then I make up the rest. I'm trying really hard not to do that anymore.
That's why it's more interesting to explore topics than to formulate opinions on them.
Yeah.
And I, for me, it's always been a thing where I'm like, if I'm not sure of something, I will then go and make an active effort to figure out what the actual answer is.
Yeah.
Or the closest to the reality of what is as I can with, you know, whatever is at my disposal. And now with just having the internet in your pocket at all times, it's much easier to do that.
And that's the thing that's crazy about the fucking right-wing Hitlers that are like ruling the world right now. It's like they're just refuse to learn any information.
That's an insane statement. The right-wing Hitlers
they are
the world.
Listen. I don't think I'm incorrect.
Bro, we got a female president in Mexico. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we have Elon Musk as the president in the United States.
No, Trump laid down the law on Elon. Didn't you see what he said?
I'm smiling right now.
You mean when he
thanks for $250 million. What a loser. I'm the president, not Elon. He's a loser, a dork.
It's
I'm
fucking
smiling right
embarrassing,
now.
man. I can't handle watching those people anymore. It's just hurts my brain.
Yeah.
I can't believe how...
I'm thinking about deleting TikTok because I just...
The never-ending reality TV show.
I can't believe how the United States, we're witnessing the end of democracy, and Canada is like this weird, like in a weird past that's only a few years behind.
Canada's like clearly going to vote in Pierre Poilievre probably sometime next fall.
That's what I'm saying. But we're only like we're like a couple years behind the fucking downfall of democracy for them. I don't even know what we're supposed to do because Galen Weston...
The reason I wanted to delete TikTok today was because I saw more than one allegedly, maybe it was a Russian bot, but I saw more than one quote-unquote Canadian person saying that they would love to join the United States.
No, that's stupid. My TikTok
and I was like, this has got to be a bot. Like, who's in their right mind?
My TikTok is so fucking left wing. It's you gotta put it into the algorithm and to get back what you want. Because I have another TikTok that I created.
It's just in the comments.
But I have another TikTok I made that has no political content on it because I formed it.
Oh well, yeah. Obviously, my TikTok is very political, though.
I had to after Kamala lost. I had to make a TikTok that has no politics on it because I was so fucking broken.
Yeah, you needed like a.
I just need like cringe
an
content.
iBleach account or something.
Yeah. And the United States is allegedly going to ban TikTok. We're going to keep it here in Canada.
I don't think so. We're going to make a deal with TikTok. It's going to be.
No,
I love TikTok.
We're not. It's not going to. It's not threatened to be banned in Canada. It's threatened and passed as
Trump was
legislature.
saying he loves TikTok, and he
loves Truth Social and Rumble.
He thinks TikTok helped him a lot win the election.
It did because. When I was also, I will tell you guys, when the election was happening, the TikTok that I turned into my no politics TikTok, before that I had it as 100% right wing TikTok because I wanted to infiltrate and I was playing this character. I was playing this character that just spelt everything wrong and was agreeing and being just like obnoxious and saying things like "Tump 2026," that energy, and
Cyberpunk 2066.
Tump TUMP 2026.
TUNK.
And I was just acting like a complete idiot to make them seem like dumber because. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I can't go fucking viral on the internet to save my life. But I go viral in the comments constantly.
I like being the first person to comment on your TikTok videos because then
I don't need my own videos. I showed you that one TikTok that had fucking 150,000 likes. It was just a comment. It was just a comment on a video.
Yeah,
that happens
like a
to
weird
me
comment.
all the time, for years. It's just the craziest. It's the stupidest phenomenon. I hate it because why can't I get a video that?
Well, you got to make a good video.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm very lazy when it comes to making content. Besides our show.
But I think if it does get banned in the United States, I think they will probably eventually start allowing Canadian content creators to monetize.
I hope so.
I think it also has to do with some laws in Canada, though, that we're not allowing it. I don't know.
Probably has something to do with
itself.
Probably something to do with gambling laws, or like we don't have legislature for social media here, but you can make money off YouTube, so I don't know why it's a hard stop. And also, it's crazy that in the same breath they were like, you are not allowed to have a TikTok like corporate building in Canada, but I see advertising promoting Canadian TikTok artists. So I don't know. Also, I'm pretty sure that American TikTok will just continue to exist because of VPNs. Where there's a will, there's a way. I've seen TikToks from literally inside prison. So
it's not going to be like TikTok vanishes. It's going to be like you can't download it anymore. Like it won't be in the shop. Then it won't be able to get updates. So it'll probably become unusable eventually. But
you'll have to have a rooted phone and fucking whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what? If all the Americans went away from TikTok, I'd be fine with that because they're the most poisonous.
I got a lot of American TikTok fans. Okay, dozens of them.
Dozens,
single digits even.
I've got 1,380 fans on TikTok, and I can't fucking pop anything. I'll give you guys a little insight on me. I had a week where I thought I was unlikable. I got really in my head about being. I was like, I'm so unlikable.
Well, we all feel that way, but in your case, it's true. Just kidding. You're the most likable.
Like that's like the reality. Like my whole fucking shtick is like, be likable.
I know, and the fact that fits in with your astrology sign aggravates me.
You don't even know my astrology sign, you fucking.
Yeah, you're fucking Taurus.
Okay, well, I don't believe in that, but it's a little. It's very interesting that on the astrology calendar I'm a Taurus, and on the Chinese calendar I'm a fucking ox, because they're basically the same beast.
You're a pox.
Yeah.
Pox upon mankind.
I am a pox on mankind.
A pox upon the internet.
Yeah, a pox upon the social. Pox talk. You're on pox talk.
Like I have my I have my fucking announcing thing, but for whatever reason, I'm more. I wouldn't call it jealousy, but I'm more like envious of both of you individually about the things that you're doing for your audiences. Because while I am doing a form of stand-up comedy, allegedly, I'm not doing stand-up comedy. And while I am doing
You're hosting a wrestling show.
a form of
Announcing.
content creation, I'm not reaching millions of people like Steve. And
Every soul you reach deeply.
I really just want.
Hey, you know what, Jace? Here's the thing with you, man. You're always comparing things, and comparison is the thief of joy.
You're right.
So just remember that, Jace. Just remember that.
Well, I never compare what I do to what you do.
Like it sounds like you just want to be famous, which is.
And I never compare what I do to what you do either. So, Steve is probably the most correct. That is my kryptonite is that I've always wanted to be famous. But fame kind of requires nepotism to a degree, and I come from a line of nobodies. So there's no nepotism that I can.
Have you taken vitamin D recently, or you should?
I took a Pepsid yesterday.
A Pepsi?
Pepsid.
Yeah.
I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. This is not.
I have hepatitis D.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
The two of you are probably the most I've got you two and Jake are the most important creators that are also creators in my life, So I'm just talking. I'm just telling you about how I feel. That's all.
Well, I think the difference is like I have absolutely no interest in becoming famous. I genuinely want to voice act because it's something that I think I'm good at, and I think that I enjoy more than the other sort of creative avenues that I've pursued over different careers.
And that's crazy too, because I had always pegged you as like you're going to go far with your illustrations, and then like you've been doing just funny voices while we play video games and in our lives, and then you fucking were able to waylay that into a career. Like you're starting a career again, much like when you were working on the game, the board game.
Yeah.
But
the board game stuff went well, and I was doing it, and I was enjoying it to a degree. But if what I'm trying to illustrate something, if it doesn't directly line up with like my special interests, it's really difficult for me to find any joy in it. And sometimes it causes the drawings to suffer because I'm forcing myself to draw like trains or something, and I'm like, I don't fucking give a shit about trains. But the good thing about that company was that every month we had a different puzzle to work on. So the theme would change each month. So if I didn't like the train episode, then month after that we'd have like a haunted mansion episode, and I'm like, okay, I get to draw some spooky shit. This is gonna be fun. And then after that we do like a pirate episode or a circus episode or whatever. So it was changing all the time.
But that's
Build
why
us up another mission, buddy.
But that's why I like fully focus my career on IT, because I have everything I want, and I've reached a lot of bucket list items because I want a job that is very passive. Like I can be the best.
I hate that. I hate that so much. It's like I can't do it physically. I become extremely depressed, and I need to have different stuff all the time happening, or else I just stagnate, and it affects every aspect of my life.
That's part of what I'm saying. Like the bucket list items that I had was when I was like in my 20s. I was like, one day I want to have a job. I was a cook fully at this point when I was coming up with this, so I was like ingrained in the chef world, and it was literally like the most oppressive world pure oppression. Pure, like, you get paid nothing and you have to do 1,000 jobs simultaneously. So what I wanted, the reason I went into, like, tech support...
Pick your fucking items and ready up.
Let's go, Helldiver. Why am I covered in blood and everyone else is super clean?
The reason...
the shower? I missed the shower.
The reason
that just
why...
means you didn't die at the end of the last one. Anyway, sorry, Jason, go ahead. I just didn't want you to get in so deep into the story while we're waiting for you.
That's fair. The reason I went into tech support is because I really just wanted to have a life where I don't have to do shit as my job. And I've learned over the last 10 years that working for a corporate entity as their IT person is going to invite scrutiny, because every fucking corporation thinks that the tech support team are bullshit and doing bullshit all the time. And they're kind of right, because we're all the same. We are the epitome of, like, path of least resistance. But through that, I learned that I can form an adult life. I don't have to be a cook.
Dropping a pin, northwest, far.
And I love that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's nice that you have achieved that goal, I guess. I just
what it allows me to
like
do.
A nightmare to me.
What it allows me to do, though, is have these interesting hobbies.
Yeah, you can do other things.
But the problem is, if I didn't have the job that I have, and I just became like a streamer, or learned how to, like, edit video and did that, or like did something more on the, like, creative side, if I focused the energy, I would make that a 40-hour day that I'm spending too much time on, and I would get paid even less, but I would be passionate about it. And there's my envy for you, Steve, because you were able to find that, because Steve, you're a lot like Jake. Mine and Stu's pal Jake, it has the same sort of thing where he wants to do art, uncompromised art, and he's been fighting and focused on that for a long time. He's had upswings here and there, but what you have managed to do is you turned a job where you utilized your illustration ability, and way after that job was done and some stuff in between, you were able to turn that into a voice actor job, which I don't think you ever saw for yourself.
Not really. I mean, I did it because I was good at it. I did it for fun for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And then that because I made all those Dungeons and Dragons recordings, I got work from the board game company because they wanted to have videos, trailers, and stuff, and I was able to do all of it. And then they decided to bring me on full time as their head of creative, and I ended up doing tons of recordings for them as well. And then that made me be like, I guess I'm pretty good at this because people are saying it's good, like people like it. And so then I was like, for about a year I tried working on my own game, and we started Kickstarter and everything, but it didn't really pan out. So I mean, we might go back. Me and Chris, the guy that I was working on it with, we talk every once in a while about trying another one, but it made me realize, like, okay, I can do this other thing. Is there like a market for this? Am I able to do it? And I just started finding jobs here and there on, like, Upwork and things like that. But then that got to a point where people don't want to use that platform as like an employment platform, so then they would start contacting me outside of that, and then they would start sending my name around to all their YouTube communities. And so by word of mouth, over the last, I don't know, since March, I think, is when I started looking for work.
Yeah, that's definitely about that time.
But I've been consistently getting it the whole time.
That's awesome.
And now it's getting to a point now where I'm able to raise my prices up a bit, and I can start denying work, and people are contacting me for work, and it's good. It's feeling good, but it's still not feeling stable. It feels very unstable a lot of the time. So
that's awesome.
A lot of the time I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my rent this month, kind of thing. But
my version of that would be like, I'm a pretty good like announcer. Like, I would love to be like a Don Pardo for SNL, but also over the years I haven't been able to really go down that road because of time. But also, there's no real like need for it. I've always said that like with announcing for Superkicked, I can't like have a resume and go apply to other companies because I don't have time, and there's no real like you get nepotized into roles in wrestling. But I've always said too that I would run away and join the circus for like $38K a year. I would go be full-time wrestling announcer, carny for that kind of money. But that's unrealistic. There's no money at that level.
Oopsies.
That would be like 38K is like minimum wage, 40 hours a week.
Yeah, and I would also have to do it. It would be a 24/7 job. It would be to do it like that because of the way wrestling is.
If it was that, and then they were putting up all your food costs, maybe.
If Madison
unlimited hamburgers plus 38K, there you go.
Fries and a handshake.
Like that's the fucking dream right there.
That's the fucking dream.
I will say that like Madison.
Not cheeseburgers, hamburgers.
Madison allows me because she's got like a government adjacent job and makes twice what I make. She allows me to even be like as chill as I am. I don't have to chase money and get a better job. When I got laid off from my last job, I was basically able to just pick what job I wanted, and if I lost my job, we would be fine. If she lost her job, we would be fucked.
Yeah, you guys would be fine no matter what. You'll figure it out. You're both smart.
No, that's true. I'll never have a situation where I don't have a job for.
No,
I'll get a job back in a week.
You won't.
IT, the job that I do, the two skills that I have specifically, cooking and IT, like tech support.
What the fuck?
I'm fine. A robot will never be able to make a hamburger or fix the robot, so.
The robots can make the hamburgers now.
Like, kinda, but like
pretty good.
Yeah, but a robot wouldn't think to put, like, different ingredients than the norm on a burger. Like,
program the robot.
Burger.
Did I tell you guys that I tried Shake Shack? Did I tell you guys?
Oh, how was it?
It was pretty mid.
Pretty mid.
What is it?
Shake Shack is
like an American brand.
I think it's West Coast, like specifically. No, that's In and Out. Shake Shack is a restaurant that's kind of like Burger King. They're known for their milkshakes, obviously, and they're trendy as fuck. They have a location in Union Station, and they have a location at Dundas Square. When I was Christmas shopping a few nights ago, I went to the Union location, and every time I've seen this restaurant, there's been a fucking line up out the door. But this particular location did not have that, so I was like, I'm going to try Shake Shack finally. And even though I did not have to wait, there was still a giant line. They have a cocktail bar, which was interesting. I didn't get a cocktail, obviously. Their burger was good. I got like a smoky burger where the smoky, spicy part was cherry peppers. You know what cherry pepper is?
Cherry pep?
Yeah, cherry pep. If you've ever been to Eastside Mario's,
Hey, bada boom, bada bing. No,
it's
they
like
closed that shit down here.
looks like a tomato, but it's small, and it's like, kind of like a banana pepper, but a little spicier. Anyway, it had that and bacon and like a nice sauce. Pretty good. Their fries are crinkle cut, and I think they're deep fried in tallow. But overall, trendy restaurants, trendy fast
So it's just
food.
about getting a shake kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's like an old kind of diner style experience.
trendy fast food pretty much always sucks. We have a Chick-fil-A here. I've eaten Chick-fil-A exactly once because they have anti-LGBT Christian value, but I had to try that sandwich. So I've eaten it exactly once. It was mid. Go to Popeyes. Go to KFC. Also, don't support a restaurant that is anti-fucking LGBT values. I don't have any grenades left.
I got it.
Nice.
It always blows my mind when like a company that's that large decides to like take a weird stance on like stuff that.
Yeah, because no one needs them to take a stance. You're absolutely
True.
right. So,
But if they were formed,
like, I don't need you to be political. Like,
Yeah.
they were formed by
doing?
like a
Just stay
cult.
neutral.
Basically, is
why
the
wouldn't,
problem.
as a company, you just stay neutral? Like, there's always just because there's one fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And, you know, like
Too much power.
all it really does by doing that is it, like, you know, it hypes up the homophobes, but it also just makes it so that anybody who's gay and has any kind of like ethics is not going to eat there. Like, I will never eat there, and I never have eaten there, and I never will eat
It's
there.
not, but that's the
specifically
thing.
because of that.
It's not about business at that point. It's literally a political statement.
Yeah.
It's about
Oh,
power.
I know.
And, yeah, I know.
It's disgusting, is what it is. It's fucking vile.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Damn. But yeah, it's just like it makes me rage. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
everything sucks. Like everything is so fucking stupid.
And it's all made up.
Yeah.
I don't know how a regular conservative or right down to the fucking the deep right can have various anti-humanity ideals for any, like, it ranges from like being a hardcore racist or homophobic right down to like, oh, you're not the same religion as me, well, you're subhuman. That's the whole. It's all about indoctrination. It's all cult behavior, and the left side of the spectrum is literally like, why don't we think about this stuff? Why don't we just like think about it? And it ranges to, why don't we think about it so hard that every single person has to have an abortion and be gay? The left wing wants everybody to be gay.
Yeah, they just can't shut up about trans bathroom stuff. Like they've been talking about it forever, and you're just
Which
like,
is insane.
Crazy.
It's
crazy. Just let them
it
pee.
makes no sense.
Let my people go.
Let my people pee.
Because the weird right alt weirdos who are that defensive about that sort of thing are the people that are like, I don't want some gay man dressed up like a woman going to my bathroom, and also I don't want to go to like a glory hole and have some penis come through the glory hole, and I don't want to have some penis in my mouth, and while I'm sucking a penis, I don't want it to come in me.
I've been tricked too many times at the glory hole.
Exactly. It's all based off fucking weird closet homophobia. Like, I've been saying for 100 years that the people that are like the hardcore right-wing anti-pedophilia people are the people that are projecting and telling on themselves. And I think it goes down the
You
the
buy
whole...
your 8-year-old boy a Malibu Barbie set? What the fuck? That's gay.
I'm taking that to my room.
Gay. And it's like, why? He just wants a Barbie, man. There's nothing sexual about it.
I'm taking that to my room, my bedroom, so I can keep it away from this child. And I'm going to hide it up my asshole. so my kid can't hide it up his asshole. And that's what the LGBTQWWE venti lattes want.
Yep. It's sad. It makes me sad.
I'm really frustrated with like our parents' age, like the 60s, but I'm more frustrated with Gen
my mom
X.
Pretending she doesn't understand they them pronouns, and I'm like, you absolutely do.
You do, because you know what a pronoun is.
Yep, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. People need to shut the fuck up and let people do what they freaking want. I've been hearing this take a lot now, which I think is really funny. It's like, do you think, in reality, a man would take years of therapy, convince the therapist that they're transgender, get surgery, dress as a woman, just so they can go in the bathroom and look at your wife take a shit?
Yeah. But the deflection.
I like this phrase too. That's like every bathroom in a house is like a
gender neutral bathroom.
Like a gender neutral bathroom.
Yeah, I've been using a gender neutral bathroom for years. The one in my home.
But the deflection of that is like, well, what you wouldn't want a man going to the bathroom with your little girl, and that exposes your weird misogynistic values as well, because it's like men take their children to the bathroom all the time because children can't go to the bathroom alone because you have to supervise your, like, it's the hypocrisy.
I've been to so many like restaurants and bars and stuff that just have gender neutral bathrooms, and there's never been an issue. It's like, oh, does it have a toilet and a sink and like some toilet paper? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the reality of it is like all these people talking about it all the time. They just know that people are so inflammatory about it. So it's like they don't actually give a fuck. They're just using it for your votes or whatever. Right? Like, do you think that they actually care? They don't give a fuck. Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene actually gives a shit about trans people?
No, she's a grifter. She's grifting. That's the other part of it. Like, people who have no like values in their own life will just glom onto the next.
Yeah. What do these people hate? Okay, so we have to just say we hate it too, and let's just make up a bunch of bullshit about them. We'll say the kids are shitting in litter boxes.
If you have no morals or values, you'll just glom onto the next thing to grift some money out of it, and that's what a lot of like Donald Trump is the ultimate grifter. The ultimate grifter, and it's
the
crazy.
Thing is, there's like a mile-long paper trail that you can literally see videos of him saying the opposite stuff.
I was just gonna say he had very liberal values in like the early '90s and early 2000s. He was pro-abortion at times.
Yeah, it's because he's probably forced his many wives to have a whole bunch of them.
He just saw the.
He had like an on-staff abortion doctor that lived in his mansion.
Don't we all, though?
Yeah.
Madison,
this is my personal chef. This is my personal butler, and this is my personal abortion doctor.
Extraction is
We call him Dr. Pokey.
Dr. Suck. It almost feels like, too, that the people... So the generation that has come up in... gone out to the voting polls, who are like Gen Z, it also feels like, and I can recognize this from when I was younger, there's like provocateurs who just want to be trolls. And I feel like a lot of the younger Gen Zs who voted were just like doing it for the lulz.
Trolling the polls, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also like a lot of misguided young men as well.
And then there's also the incel culture is fucking nefarious.
Yeah.
Like hating.
I mean, all you have to do is go into like certain lobbies in video games, and you just hear you just see it.
Vitriol. Yeah.
The racism and homophobia that exists, and like it like teenage boys and
so prevalent.
Yeah.
And they just doing it because they think it's funny. And listen, I'll be honest with you guys. There was a time in my life when I was younger, in my 20s, when I thought it was hilarious to like do that. But that was before there was the united front on not acting like that. That was,
Yeah, and you probably had 0 gay friends.
Also that.
The thing called empathy grows when you meet people who are different than you that you had opinions on. When you become friends with somebody and you realize that all the shitty, hurtful things that you've said in the past were completely false and hurtful, you end up feeling an emotion. Guilt.
Yeah.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with a lot of people who they use a lot of colorful language when I was a younger man, and like even when I first came out and I was like, if you guys could, please don't say these certain words to me or at me or around me if you can. And some people did not like me saying that.
Listen, man, I'll tell you firsthand. I can say
whatever I want.
Yeah.
Steve, I'll tell you firsthand directly that if we were young enough, I would have said some dumb shit to you. And I'm pretty sure since I've known you, I've said some dumb shit to you. Because I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
People will say insensitive stuff to try to get a laugh and don't know their audience, and it extends to people don't know what they're saying. A lot of times people get brainwashed. Sorry, Boba.
The laser almost got us.
I thought it was unloading a fucking clip into your back. But the insane part of all of it is how since COVID, Trump, BLM, and the rise of right-wing incel behavior has happened, how out in the open, how mask off people think they can be. And it also extends to regular people are so brainwashed by social media, and they have an addiction to a thing they can't comprehend. Everybody's just mad about everybody's mad about everything. Everybody's just so fucking angry about everything. And that's like the dystopia. It's the first step of the dystopia that we sort of are part of. Oh my god, look at the purple. Look at the purple. Oh my god.
Look at the purple.
Do you see it? Do you see it as well?
I see it.
I'm having a seizure.
Preparing to start. Shuttle launch in 20 seconds.
Get to the boat. Get to the boat.
I'm going to orbit strike you, Jace.
Thank you. Please, sir, can I have another?
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that you've ever said to me, Jason, that like directly offended me. So
I do love to say, Adam and Eve.
Ooh, I'm a little gay boy and I like sucking dicks.
I do love to say Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and I also like to call it the N-word with a hard R. So.
Oh my goodness.
One of those things has happened. Can you tell, Stu, which one it was?
Yeah, I can tell.
second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kramer situation.
Yeah.
The old Kramer situation.
The old Michael Richards.
The old Michael Richards.
I think his reputation could have been fixed because it was pre-cancel culture. So I think if he had gone on Letterman and apologized without Jerry Seinfeld tongue-in-cheek.
He did go on Letterman.
But Jerry Seinfeld and Letterman were both tongue-in-cheek a little bit, and
that was terrible.
The audience was laughing at him.
Awful. Oh, it was awful. Yeah. One of the worst moments of television.
I think that moment was worse than the leaked tape of Michael Richards going on a racist tirade.
I think it was cringier.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, his reputation really never
recovered.
Which, I mean,
No.
unfortunately, like, I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah, no.
he went on a racist rant on a stage.
Yeah.
He should have been canceled.
That's an insane thing to do on stage.
In the early era of everybody having phones.
Yeah.
Like, the first person to have a phone on their cell phone was like, oh, I can film whatever I want. Oh, this person is talking about lynching N-words. What the fuck? And then,
Stop, Jason. Stop that.
I didn't say anything untoward.
Yeah, no, just...
I'll buy the shield. I'll buy the shield. Jeez.
Yeah, the shield's good. You're gonna love it.
Twist my rubber dick. If you guys could bring
guard dog.
If you guys could bring back one canceled celebrity, who would it be?
Louis C.K.
No. That's the wrong answer.
I know, that's why I said it. Come on.
I think that there's no correct answer here, Jason.
There's no correct answer.
There is a correct answer.
Oh, is it?
It's Michael Jackson.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
We find out Michael Jackson never did anything wrong.
Jackson's never really been canceled.
That's actually kind of a good point, because he was never really canceled, but like it's always been kind of like a more of like a late night joke.
Yeah. He never like faced. He died.
The thing is that like there was no global outcry to not allow him to do stuff, and he financed everything himself. So he would sell out stadium shows because people were still willing to go see him, even though there was so many disgusting allegations.
He died before that that series, that documentary series that really like broke everything down too.
Yeah, but that also came out that those guys admitted they were lying.
See, that's the part that I don't understand. Did he fucking do it or not?
Did he do it or did he didn't do it?
I'll tell you who did it. I think that if you went to a white party, not necessarily you're a bad person, but if you are on the manifesto for a freak off,
get your freak off. Get your freak off. Get
your freak off. I was listening to a podcast that Madison was listening to earlier, and I guess Regis Philbin is on the list of like Diddy parties. And they were like, obviously Regis Philbin didn't go to the freak offs, so we have to kind of think about it.
He's a pretty freaky guy.
It's true.
He's definitely there.
Okay, that's a good point, actually.
Jesus, Diddy.
What's the shield called?
I think it's.
I see a shield here, but it's not the right one.
It's a backpack one, so it's like one of the. Here, I'll take a look.
Is it it's a stratagem.
It's a stratagem, yeah.
I've got one. I think that
shield generator pack. I can't unlock that yet. Okay.
I think Aziz Ansari.
Level 20. Okay.
His situation wasn't investigated or not.
If you can unlock any of the guard dogs, those are.
I got a guard dog.
Okay. Guard dog's just sick.
I just unlocked a guard dog.
I got 2 of them now.
I really like having that extra damage control with the shield, but I do like the additional kills that the dog gives you. You just gotta shoot more when you have the shield. I think I gotta stop playing though.
Yeah. Do you got one more in you, or are we?
Yeah, I'll do one more. I got a lot of work to do tomorrow, and I just kind of want to go to bed, or try to go to bed at least.
Yeah, I got one more in there.
Nice.
What do we have to do here? So we've got to establish the communication uplink first. Does it matter? Yeah, I think so.
If you guys could uncancel one dictator from history, who do you think it would be for you?
Dictator? I'm not going to uncancel anybody who's been canceled because people are canceled for good reason.
I was more making a joke.
I'll go with Genghis Khan.
Let's go with Khan.
It's funny that you mentioned Genghis Khan because allegedly
he's in the room with us right now. Welcome everyone, Genghis Khan.
We all have his genetics inside of us.
How come I can't select the shield that I just unlocked?
Here's a question:
Oh, no, fucking guard note. There it is. It's under supply. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
Here's a question for you guys. If you could cancel one person, whether they did anything right or wrong, who would you just cancel? Who would you just delete?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Elon Musk.
That's a pretty good one, yeah. I think I get rid of...
You canceling him would never get rid of him, though.
I think
He's got too much money.
I think I get rid of Tom Phillips.
I don't know who that is.
He's a Canadian rapper who's like right wing. If you don't know who he is, it doesn't matter. He sucks. I'd cancel Ted Cruz. Jeff Bezos can fucking fuck off. You know what? Actually, I take it all back. Everything I said, take back. Get rid of Galen Weston and Galen Weston Jr.
I think the who you would uncancel question though is a funny question for like a
you know, comedy podcast format.
Yeah, like a comedy podcast or something.
I think the question is
trying to be provocative.
Any answer you could give.
Yeah.
Probably uncancel Stalin. You know, I think he has some good ideas.
Damn. We started real close to a freaking bug nest here.
My dad looks like Karl Marx now, so I probably uncancel Karl Marx just because he looks like my dad, and my dad looks like him. On a lighter note, completely lighter note, I'd uncancel The Rock and rewind him back to when he wasn't such a fucking loves his own fart smell.
The Rock is not canceled.
No, he's canceled in so much that like he just makes bad movies and everybody's like...
People just don't like him anymore.
Exactly. Because he's not canceled, I would uncancel him in the context that people don't like him. That's what I mean.
Yeah, he used to make great movies, and now he just makes trash.
I would love to rewind The Rock, even back to before, like, Black Adam. Before he made that video where he's like, the hierarchy of the DC universe is changing forever.
Northeast.
Does anybody want my shield? I have to carry this specimen. I've never done this before.
I'm coming to you to take your shield. I'm firing...
I'm gonna go to this shiny.
I'm firing Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot and fucking Jason Momoa.
Am I supposed to carry this thing for the rest of the mission? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this specimen.
Well, I'll cover you and then take it to wherever it tells you to take it to.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. It's cool, though. It's not telling me to take it anywhere. It's just, I think I might just have to keep it with me the entire mission.
Oh, like for the rest of the shit? And then we get extra points for it?
Maybe.
Yeah, they had stuff like that in Dark Side and Space Marine.
I think I remember.
We got some medals.
Dark Tide.
That's cool.
Dark Tide.
If you could assassinate one public figure, how would you do it?
Staircase.
How would it do it?
Shove Marjorie Taylor Greene down the stairs.
Pretty good. I think for me it would be like get a body double and make them do it.
So you would hire a hitman that looks like you?
Yeah.
It's like the worst plan ever.
What?
No, hear me out.
That's not the worst plan I've ever heard, but it's like the second worst plan I've ever heard. That's funny. It's funny.
Yeah. I hired a hitman that looks exactly like
that looks exactly
Why?
like because then it's like, oh, it's not me, it's this
Well,
guy.
he would get caught. I would be real sloppy. He would get caught. He would go to jail. I'd be fine.
And then you could just say you did it?
Seeking amateur hitman lookalike. Just on Craigslist.
Just on Craigslist, but I type into the description www.darknet.com as the description for the Kijiji article.
Darknet.com.
Darkweb.ca.
It's the Canadian dark.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Okay. There's a lot of bugs here, y'all.
I'm feeling that my personal space is being threatened right now. I'm gonna come up to you, try and get into whatever you're doing.
I need a resupply. Do I have one? Nope. Son of a bitch. I'm coming to you guys.
Minute and a half for that.
They never stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Don't stop coming, and you don't stop coming, and you don't stop coming, and you don't stop coming.
God damn. Just trying to get over to this fucking computer.
Stu, did I tell you that Forspoken is on the PlayStation Game Pass?
Forspoken, what's that?
One of the worst rated games of the year.
Yeah, it was one of those like people hate it because it's got the main protagonist is a black woman. And it's a real
That's
like.
Why you hate it? Oh.
Yeah.
I hated it.
What a great reason to hate something.
I played the demo for it. It feels like Final Fantasy X. First of all, it's like an action RPG, and then I started playing the game, and it's got a pretty fun. It's a Square Enix RPG.
Oh, I think it's been out for a little while, right?
Yeah, it's been out for like probably over a year now at this point. It was one of those like huge releases that they thought they were going.
Right when Hogwarts came out, I think.
Yeah, like right before. Yeah, and people
I remember seeing
just were like, "Nope, I refuse to play not only as a girl but a black girl in this economy," and it's pretty fun, you know. Like,
I don't think that's why people didn't like the game. I just genuinely think people didn't like the game.
Well, my initial reaction to the character wasn't.
For some haters, yes.
My initial reaction to the main character is that they made her too like wisecracking.
I just didn't like how it felt. I didn't like the combat.
You played the demo, right?
Yeah, I played. I didn't like it.
It's also kind of funny. I have a theory that the game was supposed to be an RPG for women, and the reason why is because you equip magic by painting your fingernails, which I think is an interesting conceit, but I could see if you're a closeted masculine douchebag, you're like, I can't.
I didn't even get into that. Like,
I can't paint my nails.
Any of the story.
Impossible. The story is kind of interesting. You're like you're about to go to you're like third strike because you're like a thief, and you roll with like a crew of thieves who also are like coming after you for a bag of money that you did on like your last haul, and right when everything is lost, you find a bracer that takes you into another dimension. That's like looks like Final Fantasy 16. Because it's the same engine as it's the fucking Luminous engine or whatever from Final Fantasy 15 and 16. So it looks like that. Oh, do you want me to turn the thing? Do you want to tell me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just grabbing some loot boxes.
I'm on it.
Pick a direction and spin it.
There's something here.
Good.
Mission map updated.
Nice.
Now we see all the diamonds.
Oh, we got some medals. Nice.
But it's a game that like I started and put down because I have to finish Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Oh, you have to?
I do. I've tried to reverse.
Yeah, I remember watching people play it, and I thought it looked kind of interesting. But like, isn't it? She's like from present day, and she goes back in time.
Yeah, she's a New Yorker who goes to an alternate dimension,
like
and she's
fantasy world.
And she's like wisecracking. So she's like, what the fuck am I doing over here in this fucking fantasy realm? What are these fucking magicians doing with their magic?
Okay.
But I thought it was interesting that her whole shit is that she's about to go to jail. So she is at the end of her rope. I think right before she...
jail for assassinating a CEO.
Yeah. Right before this is a spoiler, but right before she's about to, right before she finds the bracer, she's about to fucking hurl herself off a bridge. So.
30 minutes remaining.
Are we extrapolating now, or are you going to...
We haven't completed the game yet.
Makes sense.
We still have a mission to do.
We doing the mission?
Yes. Oh my lord, this is a lot of holes. I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, we're gonna plug some holes.
Plug some holes.
Got one. Try for two. Oh, just nuke the whole shit then. Why don't you? Oh, I just threw a nade. It's probably gonna...
Oh, get out of my way.
Bug outpost destroyed.
That's it.
Deploying equipment package.
Okay, now we can go do the mission of the year. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, that's a PlayStation only game, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I forgot about it, because I mentioned PlayStation exclusives.
PlayStation.
I still never finished God of War. I don't really like it that much, and like I know people love it, but I like the story. I think the story is fun, but like the combat, I'm just not it's very arcadey.
Well, I'll tell you the problem with the first, the 2018 God of War. It's pretty linear and pretty straightforward, but Ragnarok, the sequel, is incredible. Like one of the best video games I've ever played. But you have to play
that game.
You have to play the first one to play the second one, kind of thing. So I can't recommend Ragnarok if you haven't played God of War, but I do know what you're saying.
I played all the other God of Wars before this one, and but I was just really into like Greek mythology when I was younger. One of my favorite things.
Greek mythology is your Roman Empire.
Yeah.
I started them. The early ones I never played because I was like, when they were out, I was playing like Final Fantasy and Fallout on PlayStation, so I never really like got into them, but I did start playing them in like 2019, and I played through I think 2 of them, and I do like that like linear gameplay style because it reminds me of like old video games, but I did have grand plans to just play through the whole series. Yeah,
like they're 25 years old now.
Yeah. It's crazy that they're making a Onimusha remake. Onimusha. Remember Onimusha?
I do.
It's like
is it a remake or is it just a new Onimusha?
Like a new one, yeah. That's gonna be a Souls-like, right? Because the original Onimusha games were like the prototype for Souls.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We gotta get these fucking civilians out of here unkilled, y'all.
There's another
door. There's doors. There's doors around that you gotta press a button. Did you actually shoot one?
I didn't know.
We gotta get 20 of them. These are actually really hard on the harder difficulty of the extraction missions.
I believe it because it's a fucking escort.
There's like 1,000 enemies just like running around, especially the bots.
Can you show me what the button looks like? Because I don't. Oh
yeah, there's one right there. You can't press it right now, but you can see them if you look around. You can see the other one, the white square up in the distance there. See that white square? That's the other door.
Oh, they're marked. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and they have a cooldown on them before you can press the next one.
I got one here.
Nice.
I'll go. Actually, the other one just popped up again, so I'll go back to that one. Oh god, did I get dumped?
Allied
You guys...
destroyer leaving squadron.
No. You guys can still, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we hear you. We lost Shane or whatever.
I just I saw him running into a wall and I was like, oh no, because that happens when I get dropped from the game sometimes. And I was like, what's gonna happen to my specimen, my beautiful specimen? I swear I've never seen this before. I don't know if it's new or not, but...
Is this like a new kind of quest?
I mean, it's one of the side objectives, but it's just like a backpack with a little fucking nugget worm in there and just jumping around.
Oh, the backpack thing that you have.
Yeah, it's like a little worm specimen on my back. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it.
We're cool.
Get your specimens out.
It's an ion storm progress.
Evaculating.
I wonder why that guy joined for 2 seconds and then left.
I thought he was.
I don't know, but his
D1
character's still
or
here
whatever?
running on the spot.
I thought he was here with us for a while.
No.
One more door and we're done.
If you could cancel one person that joined our party tonight, who would you cancel?
Probably you.
Oh.
Yeah, you.
You may extract when ready.
But I cried
Alright.
symphonies. I cried symphonies.
Gay.
That doesn't make you a good person.
Son of a bitches. Well, I would cancel the person that just got dropped from our party if you were
You may proceed
so
with
inclined to
extraction
know
when ready.
who
Oh,
I would
that's,
do.
that's also a good answer.
Jeez.
My throat hurts and I'm scared of getting sick again. I don't want to get sick again. I kept catching my sister using my vape last night and I kept yelling at her and like, fucking stop!
No.
That's how I got sick last time, you stupid bitch.
Hey, Steve, your sister's hot.
I think less of you when you say things like that.
Good. But what's like the trade-off? What if I was like, your sister's fucking ugly? Because
I mean, why would you say that?
I wouldn't. I was just it was a thought experiment. Did I get it? Did I close the b-hole? I did not.
Not yet. Oh, God.
This time. This time I said, I don't have any nades anyway. Fucking hell.
I got,
And
I got
use
a
the
couple.
resupply. Use this fucking
Oh,
greed.
get your laser gun. Killing me.
I can't control it. You know that.
I know, but you can run in a different direction. Did it not close? It must have bounced off one of their faces. Shunk.
Hey, Stu.
Outpost destroyed.
Your dad is hot.
Oh! Oh my god. I'm out of ammo! Alright, now we can extract. Or we can go do the last nest, but it's pretty far away.
Yeah, let's just get out of here. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I need to do something different. This has been a great stream where nothing untoward has been said the whole time. I've been perfectly reasonable.
Extraction is available.
Oh, don't go in the deep water, you frickin' drown.
No, I got this. I can see the ground. I can see the floor of the water.
This is a bad idea. The bugs float? No. The one thing in this game that isn't immaculately beautiful is the water. Kind of sucks.
That's a good point.
Deploying equipment package.
That's crazy too because Nintendo games have like
reflection, but
bad graphics and then incredible water. But this game is
you gotta pick your battles.
this game is special.
Everything
in
else
so many
looks
other
beautiful
ways.
in this game, so I can
Yeah.
forgive it.
Yeah.
it's kind of the same kind of graphics for a like survival game. Because these areas are huge and open, so you have to take that into account.
I think they just did like a really good job with the lighting.
Yeah, the lighting in this game is fucking sick.
Extraction request confirmed. Shuttle
Extraculating.
I'm just extraculating all over the place. I can't stop extraculating. Scott always plays this song during D&D when we're like doing something crazy.
Pretty good.
It is a good song, yeah.
When it goes dun dun diddle, I love that.
This is a lot less intense than I thought it was gonna be.
Because when it goes dun dun diddle, it reminds me. Dude, remember when we played Streets of Rage 4 or 5 or whatever? There's that one level when you go into the police station, it's like dun dun diddle dun 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 diddle dun.
I'm very scared these Gatling guns are gonna shoot my ass.
ETA T-minus 1 minute. Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area.
I'm completely out of ammo, except for like a clip for my handgun. Now we're in an ion storm. That's bullshit.
Oh,
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
I didn't get my laser off in time before the ion storm came.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'm completely out of ammo. I'm gonna hide in this corner and cry. And hope that my fucking dog does the JLB.
Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates. Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing. Pelican 1 preparing to depart. Shuttle launch in 20 seconds.
I got the bug baby on my back.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Nice.
Retrieve mutant larva. That's cool, but I didn't get to use my shield the whole time because I'm wearing that freaking bug backpack.
Democracy prevails once more because we got the larva for Jabba the Hutt's baby.
It's Jabba the Hutt's tiny baby. He is a slug. Holy shit, it's a baby.
Gaga go giggle. Jaja bo babe.
I'm
Or
very
whatever.
hungry, but it's too late.
Citizen killed. What?
That guy that joined us shot one of them in the head.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he left like immediately after landing.
Well, that was a fun sesh. I'm glad that I asked you all those questions, and they're forever committed to audio podcast format. As
Audio
probably pretty
podcast
good.
format. Who would
This
you
is-
uncancel in all of history if you could?
Vince McMahon.
That's okay.
Oh, look at. Oh, I was like, look at my accuracy, but it was actually Steve's accuracy.
Sampler. The sampler. None of us died. That's good. That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
that's
It
good.
does.
That's pretty good.
Do I have any? Nope. I forgot how slow you get medals on the lower levels, though. I guess like if you go look for them as well, you can pick up some extra ones.
Yeah, I picked up a couple of that.
I think once
Slow going.
I think once me and Stu's brains like know how to play this game better, you know, because you're level 45, you've been playing for months. Once me and Stu and I,
Well, now that we have stratagems, like it's a big
Yeah,
fucking difference.
that was a
You were
huge-
just going around with
Yeah,
no
we'll be able to-
stratagems.
and then
We'll be able to
Stu
go up
showed
to,
me
like-
Stu showed me the ship management menu, and then I figured out that if you press R2, it goes to another
Which
category,
blew my mind,
and
yeah.
that blew his mind. So, yeah.
We helped each other out the other night.
There's Super Helldive, which is level 10. We've been playing on level 3 today. But we've played on, I think we've played on level 5 together.
We've played whatever the highest difficulty I have unlocked.
Yeah, but
Couple nights ago.
I've done one Super Helldive, and we got through the whole campaign, but it was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe it. Well, I'm gonna go play some Guitar Hero. I love you guys. I can't wait to talk about Darkstar with you, Stu, in next month, in a couple weeks. Steve, I love you. Look out for. We're still online, so I'm doing the fucking end of a podcast thing where I tell people to follow us on Hey Did You See This One on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and we are technically on X, but we're definitely on Blue Sky.
Yeah, and you can find me at Bobo Blackfly all over the place, and I'm on Star Wars and Game of Thrones websites. I can't remember what they're called right now because I'm too tired.
Stu, do you have anything you wanna tell the people about before we get out of here?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler.